All right. Welcome back to the restreaming. See if this actually goes live and YouTube can do its job today. Hey everybody, it's me, BlueAnkylo, streaming. We've been streaming for an hour and a half, except it wasn't working, and I didn't know it. Isn't that great? Anyway, I'm just gonna let stream catch up for a minute or so. Then I will try to see if YouTube and Twitch are okay, or if they're not okay. We've been visited by Thanos, and he has eliminated half of our viewers. Alright, so let's see. I am definitely live on Twitch. According to Restream, we are streaming to both sites. Supposedly. According to YouTube, we are also live. Yeah, thank you. But is it being published publicly? That is the question. If it's not, well, oh well. I'm not sure how else to check. Go YouTube / it's BlueAnkylo /live or something like that. But because I'm logged into myself, I can of course see myself. But that doesn't mean anyone else could see it. Oh well, it's hard to say. Oh, I am live now? Thank you, Blood Angel. I appreciate that. Just make sure my chat is working. Hey, look. That chat works. That's what counts. Thanks, Blood Angel. I appreciate the assistance with the troubleshooting. I don't know what's going on, but I'm doing my best to make this actually public. Alright, so I think I'll just try to get back to the game here pretty quick. Whether or not we get a lot of viewers today, it doesn't really matter. I'll just have some fun, and that'll be that. And if it works, that's even better. Alright, let's just switch back to the game and just casually play, and if someone shows up, then we know it's working. Alright, I'll also start recording for the future tubers. And hello again, future tubers. We're still trying to make this thing work for the live audience, and it has not been superly successful, but trying to make sure YouTube does its job. I do have these handy-dandy live viewer count things on the top left. I don't even know if they work, honestly. I just added them in from Streamlabs just to test. And the fact that YouTube might not actually be publishing this stream makes it kind of hard to know if it's working. Anyway, I'm not too worried about it. Let's just keep playing the game for the moment. And one thing I did want to mention every now and then, every so often, is I am trying out some new overlay settings today for stream goals and viewers and chat. Chat should pop up on the left side for like 30 seconds. I think it's pretty cool, but you guys let me know if you think it's fair. I don't really like streams where there's like millions of things popping up all over the video game, like the actual video. But having some things is okay. And you know, I'm just testing stuff out. Also, I think one more little break. I just want to show this off. This is kind of one of my little side projects I've been working on. If I do, man, I'm so bad with Streamlabs here. If I just click this button here. I just want to show you kind of my alert thing, because I was kind of working on that. How do we do test alerts? Like, I am such a professional Let's Play stream guy. Oh, I do have a wheel thing. This is going to be a potentially future stream for later. So, as you may or may not know, I have played some Monster Hunter in my time, so I might have like a cool little game for that. We'll see. I was just testing stuff out with that one mostly. But it does look like it works, so that's good to know. Where's my alert testing thing? Don't need chat up. I'm sure I've seen this thing before. Where is it? Live actions. That's what I'm looking for. So Streamlabs. No, nothing. Giveaways. I'm not really like giving stuff away. I'm just trying to. Well, there's a way to test out the alert box somewhere. I'm sure I've seen it. I would like to see it on stream once to make sure that this actually works. Okay, hold on. One more thing to test. Just for funsies. I'll just have to go to my actual Streamlabs site because I don't know how to do. I don't know what I'm doing. What am I even doing here? BlueAnkylo. Alright, here it comes. It's almost there. There's all these fancy widgets. So this is just a fake one, but like if someone ever decided to do, what do they call it, the super chat or whatever, that would happen. I'm not sure if I like it or not, but that would happen. I'll probably turn the audio off because it'll annoy me. But anyway, that's kind of some of the stuff. So you future tubers and whoever's watching at this exact second, you got to see the advanced content from the future. Like a secret. Alright, anyway, let's get back to the game. A little bit of a sidetrack there. So what did we just do? We just conquered part of Sokoto. We've got East House of Land so that we can start colonizing, so that's cool. We did this with very low infamy. We didn't get detected, so that was great. And that'll help our conquest. And we might actually conquer all of Sokoto later on, but we'll need 2 more techs before we can do that efficiently. Meanwhile, we might want to try to colonize Darfur, maybe, which we would get to by taking some land off of Egypt. We also might want to take some land off Ethiopia, although I think Ethiopia we want to do with a protectorate casus belli, or war goals, so that'll be better. Same thing with Oman. So for now, let's let our infamy drop a little bit and maybe prepare for Egypt's invasion. We'll need our boats to come home. So we're going to pick up one of our armies and take our boats back to the Mediterranean. And then maybe... Who's Egypt? They're not really allied with anybody. We could just sphere them, but that's no fun. They are primitive. They're not considered civilized. So we could, for 5 infamy each, pick a state from them, like their states. Becomes a colony for us, I believe. And we could probably pick out, like, the Suez, which is part of Sinai. So we could take Sinai from them, and maybe we'll take Kordofan. That would be 2 times 5 infamy, although the first one we might not get detected. We'll see. But we'll let our infamy go down a little bit first. Just let the time go by a little bit. So that means I actually don't need these 2 armies. We only need 1 of them. So we've got 1 invasion force, and we'll bring up a secondary invasion force. Meanwhile, we are kind of generating more armies up here to defend the homeland. So I don't think I'll ever need 3 engineers in the same unit. So let's split those guys off. And that means we need a whole bunch of infantry there. Oh, Preacher Man! This means clergymen become more conscious. That's fine. We might get some reforms out of it. Okay, so we could make at least 1 more unit here. We need 7 infantry and 1 artillery to finish that guy. 1 artillery. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, Blood. Enjoy your food. All right, that should fill out that army. Getting close to our diplomatic point cap. Might want to spend those before too long. We'll just have a couple sort of garrisoned, like, I kind of think 4 or 5 armies split around Germany should be enough for rebels. Maybe. Alright, so this one has an extra cav and 1 extra artillery. And then we need 1 engineer and 2 infantry to finish this one. Oh, Belgium would like to be allied. I think I said no last time, so I don't really care about them. Sorry, Belgians. You joined the YouTube stream? Okay, well, thanks, Blood. Just keep an eye on it. Also, I just noticed my CPU is up to like 100%, so if things are looking laggy, we can blame Firefox. Let me see if I can fix this. It's probably got a runaway 100% CPU core again that it seems to love to do. Let Maybe not. Maybe this is just a really high definition game. Look, I don't know what I'm doing here. This is why I'm trying to save up for more streaming CPUs. Because if Victoria 2 is getting us to 100%, something's going terribly wrong. Who knows? Let's just forget about it. So what was I doing? I was trying to make my army better. You're good. A bunch of engineers. One of the engineers needs to go join the next army. And then this guy just needs some infantry to finish it up. Are we recruiting infantry? No. So we're going to need some more infantry. And we still have 16 recruitable spots. We're starting to get some manpower from Sokoto, but we're not going to recruit anything down there just yet. So infantry I would like. We'll recruit from places that have, have a ×2, so we get, like, we know they have a lot of manpower there, so we'll start with those ones. Hello, David. Welcome. It sounds like YouTube may have finally gotten its crap together. We've been trying to stream for the last, like, 2 hours, and YouTube just refused to cooperate. That's too bad. Anyway, welcome to stream. We're playing as pretty super Germany. And we're having some fun. It's pretty casual. Alright, I have a lot more artillery than I need. Let's start making... Like, this guy just needs 2 more infantry. And then... I mean, I do like making all my armies balanced, so we'll try to make it really nice. Just makes it easier to replace stuff. So I'm going to need, like, 1 more cav and a lot less infantry. I must have recruited too many engineers, that is to say. At least 2 extra engineers. Now, at some point, you might want to upgrade from 1 engineer per army to 2, but I want 3 more artillery over there for my balance. Oh, also, I've been neglecting my Africans. Just sitting here at sea, taking attrition. We have a surprise stream on Steam. Someone did, like, someone on Steam tell me that? Good job, Steam people. I appreciate it. Alright. It's no rush. I can just relax. It's cool. We got... this is a good game for relaxing. Don't worry about conquering the whole world. Just have some fun. Ah, thanks, fella. Yeah, YouTube has been doing a bad job. I actually did make a Steam notification like 2 hours ago, but I don't know what happened. Anyway, Tuscany wants to join the fold. So, Tuscany, you can join our... well, eventually you'll get sphered. Sphering, I know I haven't talked about sphering a whole lot because I don't understand it super well. But if you are a sphere, not only do you get some of those extra decisions like forming Germany, the country that is sphered, they purchase your goods that you export first before anyone else on the world market, and I believe they sell to you first as well. So, like, if we really wanted a lot of, like, what are we importing right now? We're importing a lot of liquor. Of course we are. If, for instance, Denmark had liquor factories, we would get sort of first dibs on anything they exported, I believe. So there are some good advantages to being sphered. It's hard to see. Also, because they're our sphere, we actually could build factories in them. This is what Denmark industry looks like. You know, they're making luxury clothing. Sure, they'll make some really fancy pants. They've got 2 luxury... what are these guys doing? They have luxury furniture, 3 luxury clothing lines. That's ridiculous. Anyway, I'm upgrading one of them for them, and you know, I'll build them some railroads. I feel like being generous. You know, we've got 2 million in the bank. Denmark's been nice to us this whole game, so let's give them some railroads. And it sort of benefits us anyway a little bit. Makes our ally stronger. Alright, so that covers them. I think we also sphered Sweden fairly recently. Sweden does not allow foreign investment, so we can't really help them out. Sorry, Sweden. But yeah, you know, it's kind of fun. I guess we could have sphered... We could try to sphere Belgium. Actually, that might not be bad. Like, it would be nice to sphere people who have resources over here. So the Netherlands would be who you want to sphere, because then you'd get a bunch of resources out in this area. Or just conquer, you know, one way or the other. I bet you that England is trying to do that. Now, we also can't influence them at the moment because we have a truce. And they are a great power, double whammy. But maybe we'll think of that for the future. All right, let's get our troops home. And we'll prepare for an invasion on Egypt once we're all rested up. Oh, also I need to send the other ships. Don't forget these ships. Alright, head on home ships. Alright, so then, what else should we focus on? I guess we could start looking at some of our factories again. A little bit of micromanagement on the factories. I would assume that our capitalists are doing a good enough job. Just building stuff. That's fine. We could sort of upgrade some factories that are doing well. Not everyone has enough, like, workers, so, you know, we need our population to convert to craftsmen before things get really crazy, but I see a lot of green numbers, not too many red numbers. If you look at our budget, we're not really subsidizing them very much, if at all. So that's no big deal. We're not losing money on them anyway. Meanwhile, Medina would like to be friends. Oh, we got discredited by the two Sicilies. Oh, they're actually a great power. Isn't that hilarious? Whatever. Sorry, Sicily. We have German interests down here for some reason. It's mostly just to use my influence points. Oh yeah, by the way, diplomatic points. Well, let's get the UK pretty much maxed out. And I guess I kind of like the USA because they're kind of far away, so they're probably not going to interfere too much. And then with the rest of our diplo points, let's maybe top up some of our... Like, we're trying to work with Krakow. They are sphered by Russia, so this might not even be worth my time. Like, we're friendly, but getting them out of Russia's sphere is really difficult, and I don't think I care very much. Serbia, it's more likely that we could actually get them in our sphere, so having friends here might help. Sweden is already sphered. Tuscany is pretty happy. Modena's pretty happy. Hey, Grant. Well, I definitely agree, Grant, that sometimes it's fun to play as a little country. I haven't played this game in years, and I mostly just wanted a casual, easy one. So I decided, you know, we'll just play as Prussia. We'll see if I remember how to form Germany and take over Africa, and that's probably what we'll do. Because it's kind of an easy automatic mode if you know what you're doing. But yeah, this game is just so complicated and crazy. Like, it is great. Croatians, they can be conscious. If you're ever wondering with those random events, I almost always just take the consciousness. I mean, we could take the militancy too. It doesn't really matter, but consciousness gives us a chance at working out our reforms, and militancy sort of does, but it's also rebels. So, speaking of rebels, where is it? Politics. Hey, Robert. Would have got more props if we were playing a game. Export all the way from CK2 to EU4 to Victoria 2. I don't think there's a good converter from EU4 to Victoria 2, but I mean, I know it can be done, but it's not necessarily the best translation. And generally, like, by the time you're done EU4, you're such a huge population. Man, this game would be so easy. Thanks, Blood Angel. Glad you guys enjoyed my voice. I mean, I try to stay, like, I don't yell at the microphone very much. I hate less players that do that, and just kind of keep an even tone. Friendly, you know, I try. I kind of want to go build the Suez Canal. So, like, let me just double check here. We need nitroglycerin and iron steamers. Where are nitroglycerin and iron steamers? So, Navy... So we'd have to go 2 techs down the Navy, and nitroglycerin sounds like industry. Inorganic tech. So we definitely are going to want inorganic chemistry before too long, and that would unlock the Suez Canal. we'll go for that. But still, first and foremost, national imperialism. Maybe should have got this earlier. Almost definitely should have got this earlier. Also, probably should have got naval bases. I do have a hard time. Like, these games suck up so much of your time and your life once you start playing them. So that's one of the reasons I'm actually trying. This is the first time I've tried Let's Playing a Oh, we're gonna lose Ottomans. Yeah, I figured they'd become a great power. So goodbye, sphere of influence. It's fine. But yeah, like, one of the reasons I'm trying to test this out here on stream is I play differently when I'm playing solo. A lot of the times I just leave it at max speed and just go on autopilot. So so trying to play for an audience kind of slows me down, makes me talk about what I'm doing a little bit more, and I think I probably play better and pay more attention to everything. So that's kind of the goal. Hey, look, another proper army developed. Alright, so we now have a northern army. This is kind of my layout for now. 825 with 1 engineer. I mean, I'm not too worried about getting the most optimal possible army regiments. Oh, we have a ding-a-ling-a-ling. Look at that. That's pretty cool. I haven't ever seen that happen before. Also, just so you guys, as you arrive, I am testing out some different overlays and stuff. So let me know what you think. If it's terrible or not. Okay, so we have a bit of a typhoid outbreak. We could just say people die. We'd lose 10% of Bohemia. Bohemia is our most populous state. So that would be like just letting 100,000 people die. Hey, Revelation. And RimWorld could be fun too. I've played some of that before as well. We'll see how these games do on the channel, and maybe I'll play more of them in the future. So yeah, what was I saying? Typhoid in Bohemia, we could let 100,000 people die, or we could let 40,000 people die. So we'll quarantine them. I need workers. And hi as well, Daniel. Look at all these people showing up. And theoretically, there's a viewer count in the top left, so you guys can see who's on YouTube and who's on Twitch a little bit. I also have the little chat pop up on the left there, so the Twitch people can talk to the YouTube people. You know, it's pretty cool, right? Oh! So my first colony, the colony of Bornu, has grown enough, it's level 3, which is an outpost, to become a protectorate. So this will release some of our used up colonial power, and now we have a protectorate. And if we spend a little bit of colonial power, we'll turn it into a colony from a protectorate. I don't know what the difference is. I just always click it. You know, look, I'm not that good at the game. And then, you know, we'll give them some railroads, because why not? Did I build railroads over here? Yeah. Alright, everyone gets railroads. Good. Okay. Your Steam account is worth 3,000 bucks? Well, then don't get caught, like, cheating in League of Legends, or they'll delete the whole thing or something, isn't it? That's terrible. Alright, I think it's time to start talking about Egypt. Egypt has some problems. Actually, that's Ottomans that has some problems. But, no, we want to move our way down here into more colonizable land. So we're going to do that. I think I may also take Sinai for the potential Suez, because it'll be so much nicer to be able to sail this way than, you know, having to go the long way. And I mean, like, we could also, like, be like, you know what, Panama, you don't need to be over here in Colombia. But, you know, the US tends to get involved with that stuff, so. Alright, yeah, so Egypt for now. Egypt for now. How would you like... Do they have any allies or anything? They have a truce. That doesn't really help them. They are not in anyone's sphere, so this should be easy. Let's demand a concession. Maybe 5 infamy, maybe less, we'll see. Last time I got real lucky. Steam isn't like YouTube where you get content flags. No, I guess it's more like if you buy something and then they cancel your order or something, and I don't know, I've just heard stories about losing your whole Steam account. It's probably more likely you'd lose your whole PlayStation account or something, because Sony seems to be a little bit crazier on stuff like that. Also, we've got more than 2% clergymen in a few lands, so let's move them around a bit. Franken has 1.8, that's close enough. 1.8, 1.8. 1.7, I guess. I'm putting my breakpoint at 1.7. Tons of clergymen in Pommern. Lots in Posen. Not very many in Moravia. We're getting fairly low down in total population percentages. But these are some of our core territories, so we want to make sure people can read. But I will probably stop encouraging clergymen fairly soon. We do have more than 2% of the total population already. I'm just spreading them out a little bit. For bonus points, well, don't you have to start with Imperator Rome now? Play that for 1,000 years? And then CK2, then EU4, Victoria 2. Also, there's Hearts of Iron. Don't forget about that. If you haven't done a world conquest by then, you're slacking. Bornu apparently has a problem. It has a number of people. The number is very, very small. You can ask for advice. I don't know if it'll be good advice, but I can always tell you something. And Stellaris. Yeah, well, we'll see about Stellaris. I've had some issues with that one. So I started my war justification. We're still building stuff all over the place. We'll just let a little bit of time go by. Maybe finish a tech. I should look in my industry every now and then. Oh, sphering. Everyone's favorite time of the day, sphering o'clock. Sphere o'clock. So, Tuscany can become friends. And Modena also can become friends. Great. Ottomans are not going to be friends for long because they're going to become... Actually, no, they're not going to become a great power. They drop down thanks to their rebels. At least with CK2, you're restricted to almost the entire world with DLC. You can go almost everywhere. But, like, if you finish CK2 owning, let's just say, to be generous, all of, like, Europe, which isn't very hard to do, then you'd start Europa Universalis 4, definitely able to conquer all of India and China, and probably colonize all of North America and South America. And then you get to Victoria 2, and, like, what would you do? There'd be nothing to do. You just finish up Africa and take Australia or something. And then Hearts of Iron 4, I mean, you would just fight yourself, because there'd be no one else. At least that's kind of how I feel it would go. Old Man in the Sea, thanks for the fish. Yeah, we don't even need to drop militancy. No one's mad. CK2, you can also vassalize China. There you go. Education, hey, we got our Darwinism. This is really good for teaching people how to read. Excellent. That 50% bonus is like the biggest education efficiency bonus in the game, I think. That's a good one. That was the whole reason I took biologism early, so at least it got me my discovery. Alright, let's just take a small look at our production. For 1856, I feel like this is not terrible. Let's keep upgrading some of the nice-looking factories that have workers. I haven't really been investing in craftsmen yet, so these things aren't filling up super fast, but like Brandenburg will be monstrous eventually. So will Schlesien. Like most of these big places will want a ton of factories one day. So I'm just going to build up ahead of time, and then as we get craftsmen converted later on, it'll fill up, hopefully. Also, I'll just subsidize them in case they don't make money early on, because as you make them bigger, they cost more in upkeep, I think. There is a way to form Super Germany without 1950 before 1950. It took me till 1953 or 1952 or something around there. Basically, like just Cole's Note versions. Play as Prussia. Start your influence game. Don't worry about the one that Queen Victoria quits out on. The sooner Queen Victoria pulls out of Europe, the easier that will be. But that's sort of random. Generally, just sphere Denmark and make sure you sphere all your North Germany stuff. Declare war on Austria for cut down in size, or not cut down. Whichever one loses them prestige. So declare war, make them lose all their prestige, kill all their armies, siege everything, don't give them peace. Then peace them out. They'll drop out of great powers. They'll drop down to like 12th or 13th. Then, after your truce, you sphere Saxony very easily. You sphere Austria, and you sphere all the stuff they lost. Declare war on France to take Alsace-Lorraine, and then you're done. So it takes however long it takes you to win the war, plus a 5-year truce, plus a little bit of influence, and then you're done. So it starts in 1836. I could see doing it by 1846 if you're quick. But I haven't really tried to race it. And I mean, why do you need to be... Hey, that's actually a pretty good deal. By the way, we got a 25% infamy cost for Egypt there. That was not bad. 1.3 infamy is cheap. So, don't touch France. Well, you have to take Alsace-Lorraine or else you can't form Super Germany. Like, big Germany. You can be North Germany without it. But you need this state here. Alright. More tech. More clergy. More tech. Alright. So, actually, you know what? I noticed that sound effect is very quiet. I really like the little music. Congratulations, you've finished researching a tech. So let's make sure we can hear that next time. Okay, so... Oops, pause. The sphere system is tough. You have to do some of it, but it's also easier to just... Sometimes, like Austria, just make them no longer a great power, and then you don't even have to fight them for sphering. You'll have to fight with England, Russia, and France a little bit, but again, fighting them and just stealing spheres isn't too hard. So I just finished State and Government Tech, which gives us another national focus. We're going to go straight to nationalism and imperialism, which again is one of the early techs you want in the 1850s, because this gives you a really good war goal, and we're going to want that. Although it would be nice, like how long would it take to get naval bases? 600... Can I get an estimate on how long this would take? 22 per day. I'm not going to do the math. It'd probably take like 6 or 7 months, right? Probably 7 or 8 months, maybe. It would be nice to get this early so we could start building up our colonial power before 1870, but I think there's enough time that I can focus on invasions, and then we'll go to naval and army after that. Also, you know, we'll want more industry anyway. I've convinced myself it'll be fine. But yeah, this one takes like twice as long to research. So we'll have nationalism and imperialism in a year. Oh, that's a long way away. That's like a year and a half. Year and 8 months. So yeah, that's some serious tech. Also, pretty much time to get ready for good old Egypt. Frigate spam. Oh yeah, I am trying to build something, aren't I? There's frigates, there's man-o-wars. I do have a lot of... Well, I don't have a ton of naval capacity. For now, I'll just do another set of warships. Because it's fine. I don't really have any big naval battles I need to win, but it's nice to have some of these guys sitting around. And after that, maybe we'll do some frigates or something for colonial power. Alright, there's our Casus Belli, or whatever you want to call it in this game. Justification for war. Oh, these guys are all mixed up. Sure, we'll have an escort, that's fine. Actually, that might be helpful, because Egypt might have a few ships. Alright, head on down, Mr. Navy. Have I done a Final Fantasy X Let's Play? Nope. Maybe one day. Oh, also more national focuses, don't forget. So we were down to Alsace-Lorraine, or Alsace-Lothringen, right? We renamed it. How are these guys doing in Hanover? They have 2%. They have almost 4%. I think it might be time to stop worrying about clergymen, honestly. Looks like most places have enough clergy. So I think we're just going to give up on that. You only need the Navy to beat the UK, and I am like Super Germany, so it's true. Alright, let's start making some craftsmen. As we get to 2% in the rest of the lands, we'll just start going, we'll go crazy on industry. We are Germany, of course. Also, are you guys already at war? Ottomans? The Ottomans are trying to take over Egypt again. Or Egypt is trying to break free of the Ottoman. I think, don't they start as a sphere or something? Or a puppet? This is good. This is good. So we got the mission to civilize. Minus 10% life rating, colonial prestige, and diplo points. This stuff is real good. That's nice to have. So that will get me any new colonies? Is there one? I feel like nothing yet. It is the 1871 that gets you most of Africa. I feel like that one should have unlocked something somewhere. Maybe that's what they use for North Russia or the Arctic. I never really dove that deeply into the colonization system. I thought there was one land around here. Maybe I should have taken this one, North Cameroon. 15. Our minimum is, what, 25 now? No, 20. We're down to 20. So if anything says 20, we could take it. Oh, well, once we've got nationalism, imperialism, you know, we'll deal with them. Anyway, Egypt's first. Illness funds? What? People keep getting sick? Now they want insurance? Mandatory insurance? Alright, I guess we're gonna start getting some safety regulations. Alright, the boats are arriving. That heavies is slowing me down a little bit there. Alright, so first up, I think I want Sinai, and I can take the 5 infamy to add in, whatever this place is called, Kordofan, after. So we'll do that by declaring for Sinai, because we can get war goals, or we can get war score, that is, for occupying that territory. So we want, yeah, Sinai, as long as it's not like their capital state. So that's 20 war score, no infamy because we already justified. And they don't have any allies. This should be easy. Hey, welcome to the stream, everybody. I'm glad YouTube is actually working now. I have been streaming for like 2 hours, and YouTube apparently just, well, they did a terrible job at telling people that I was streaming. So, thanks for stopping by, everybody. That managed to make it eventually. How you guys like the overlays? Are they terribly obnoxious? Should I delete them all next time? So I'm going to go full white man's burdened and civilize Africa. I will civilize as much as Africa as I can. I promise you. So I got their tiny little navy is blockaded. We'll just go blockade, I guess. I don't know if the blockades make that much difference, but might as well. My main goal will be to colonize this part of Africa. I believe this is the good part of Africa. Maybe, well, South Africa is hard because Portugal and Great Britain steal it all. But if I can get like this stuff, that'd be pretty cool. It's pretty hard with all the other colonial powers. It's hard to get the whole thing. The overlay's not too bad. I appreciate that. That's good. Africa has a good part. Well, I mean, they got some lions and stuff down there. We could get some cool pets. All right, so my army. We got the Homeland Defense, no problem. Nobody's going to break that. And Africa Attack Force. We're starting with North Africa. Egypt. So we could attack Uruguay. I don't really care about Uruguay. Now, I assume these guys have some army somewhere. They have 21 army points, which you can see... 7.4 is in actual units, so... We could make lion infantry or lion cavalry. That'd be pretty awesome, right? Hyena scouts. The rhino cav would be real scary. Sorry, Ottomans, you're not taking the capital. Now, how am I doing for... One thing I didn't check was my jingoism. Am I going to actually be able to add a war goal? Yes. So we want to make sure I get... Sinai, which is already nearly fulfilled. And just to get my name correct again, I definitely want Kordofan. So let's add that in there. This will cost a little bit more infamy, of course. But it's fun, right? It's all good. So Kordofan, 5 more infamy. But we're doing real good on infamy. So we'll take this garbage territory. And then that means we need a total of... Say the total war score you need. It's that little marker there. Probably 30% war score or something. It won't be that hard. I expect we'll get lots for taking out... Oh, I should finish up Al-Haresh. This is part of Sinai, so we need to conquer that stuff as well. July 2nd, July 2nd. I don't know who's going to get control. they're leaving, so we get it. It feels like the Ottomans are just going to go try to fight the Egyptian army, which is great. I wouldn't be surprised if the Egyptians start giving us some peace deals pretty quick. Social reform desire, sure. Plurality, I don't even know what that does. Why put humans on the field? Well, what you really want to do, and I'm not going to do this, but what you really want to do if you're trying to min-max the heck out of this game is you just want to steal some land from China, because the population here is in the millions. And once you've conquered a good bit of China, you get so much manpower, you can just have, like, infinite armies if that's what you want. As long as you can produce enough guns or buy enough guns, you can just it's just ridiculous. That's why I generally don't invade China unless I'm playing somewhere over on that side of the world. It's just too abusive. Now, that's not to say we won't invade some Indonesia for some rubber, but manpower invasions seem a little bit cheaty. Also, they do get, like, Boxer rebellions and stuff. I don't know how much you guys pay attention to history, but, like, the Boxer rebellions were pretty terrible, so I don't really want to go there. So how's our war score? How are we looking? 32%. Proposed peace. They would accept this offer for Sinai and Kordofan. So before I do that, I'm just going to send one army down to defend, because they're going to get kind of isolated down here, while, like, I'm not going to have military access. China isn't civilized? That's true. They can civilize. If you manage to westernize in this game, this whole thing becomes super, super strong. Like, starting as uncivilized China and civilizing is, like, or westernizing is one of the most powerful ways of going through the game if you can pull it off. It is difficult, but you can definitely become strong. So I just want this, yeah, we're getting peace deals. Just want to make sure, yeah, if you were standing in land that you're about to conquer, you will be stuck there. If you're standing in land where it's enemy territory, then they'll get exiled, and then you can go wherever you want. So we'll be fine. So Sinai and Kordofan, done. Easy war, no problem. Head on down to the new German territory. We'll even build forts down here, why not? In fact, we'll just fort up all of Africa while I'm thinking about it. I've got the money. There we go. That'll keep our factories busy making guns and stuff, because building these forts actually costs a lot of equipment. As you can see, arms, small arms, artillery, cement, explosives, lumber, and it just keeps our home economy working better. Don't forget your Rosetta Stone in the ocean. Now, there is one bad thing about doing this. I believe by having bad relations with Egypt, there's some events that we might miss out on for going through the Egyptian tombs. Mind you, you could have just conquered all of those. I think they're like, I think they're in Middle Egypt is where most of the tombs are. Anyway, we're going to leave one army by the Suez. We'll leave our navy here, and we'll send our other transport back to, well, not exactly Germany, but it is part of Germany, to be fair, but it's not really modern Germany. Anyway, we split Egypt in twain. We took some, oh yeah, and speaking of which, we took some land. We can begin colonizing. So that's a new colony for the German Empire. Excellent. And I don't think there's anything else accessible at the moment, so that's okay. Good, good. We're not going to worry about Indonesia yet. That's for a later time. So with Egypt done, the next target is either Ethiopia or Oman. Probably Ethiopia first, get naval access, and then Oman is juicy, juicy. Although we got to be a little bit careful with our infamy, so let's let that tick down a little bit. Maybe finish up some of my army creations. Let's see here. So, I got a lot... I've got too much artillery by a fair margin for my current balance. Also... Well, let's just start recruiting some more infantry then, and that's what I'm missing out on. We're not going to recruit African infantry yet. But I have a lot of available manpower, so 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's enough for one of my armies, at least. And we should have... I will need one more cav as well. I've been using Hussars. I don't know if they're the best cav, but they're the most recon cav. So, because they've got reconnaissance, I've been using them. One thing that's really cool in this game, if you've never played before, I just want to mention this. Your units are not static. So, like, if you look at the stats on the infantry here, 6 attack, 5 defense, for instance, you'd be like, well, that's way better than irregulars. And then guards are sort of the upgraded infantry, although they're more attack focused than defense focused. It's not just, oh, irregular infantry guards. The stats on the infantry will also... sorry, my tongue tripped there. But the stats on the infantry will also improve with technology. So if we learn how to make, say, a machine gun, then our infantry would get +4 defense, which is pretty big. Always get machine guns. Alright, so we're just going to let the time go by a little bit. We have racked up a bit of infamy, so we'll let that tick down. It looks like we're going to be suffering attrition here. Oh, no, just this one place. So, we were in the desert, just attritioning. We'll go hang out in some happy plains where there are 33,000 peasants that will be feeding 45,000 military units. Yeah, I mean, this is going to be a really happy place. We're making Africa great. We're making them... Oh, don't forget, I'm supposed to also... Sheesh. So the problem is, I have 3 juicy targets. Sardinia, sure, whatever. That I want to conquer. Oman, Ethiopia, and the rest of Sokoto. It's up to 10 infamy each, depending on your luck. And we can only go up to 25 infamy before we have a problem. So that's not going to be super easy. Also, we could just try to sphere Sokoto once the truce is out. That might be good enough. I don't know. As long as the USA is not sphering them, that's fine. I don't care. Also, looks like my clergy have been very prosperous. 2%. I think we've got enough clergy for the rest of the game now. We have 52.4% literacy, and we're going up by 0.11% per month. So that would sound like every year we get another % of literacy. That's okay, I guess. So with that, then, our focuses will be more focused on craftsmen, because I want more economy. Now, you could focus on soldiers and build a bigger army, but I want more factory workers. So all my most populous places... Oops. The top 4 most populated lands will work on craftsmen until the tech is done, and that'll be the top 5. And eventually we'll move them around. There'll be a little symbol here for unused craftsmen that are unemployed. But, you know, that'll take a little while. Now, I could do some micromanagement again on my factories. I could try to build... Well, I'd have to change my government, but we could try to build good stuff. I am upgrading, like, everything, though. We're doing fine. We also have enough capitalists that they're doing some of the work for me automatically. Oh, wait, what's this? France? France would like military access? No. How dare... Oh, it's probably because these guys are at war down here. Yeah. Alright, Tuscany. Are you actually at war? Is this like a trick? It's a trap. Tuscany is at war with France. Do you guys want to go back to war with France? What do you think? What are they doing? France is... Tuscany. Oh, Tuscany is trying to conquer Romagna. Trying to conquer some cheese. Now, they're going to lose really badly because they have 9 units and France has like 100. Now, we could intervene because we're about to sphere Tuscany, and then we could probably let them win. I mean, do we like Tuscans more than Romagnons? That's really the Pope. You know what? I don't think Germany is particularly Catholic. I mean, I don't really know, but I'm going to take a guess that says they're not particularly Catholic. Probably more Protestant if I had to take a guess. So, bad news for the Pope-mobile. We'll see what happens. Add to sphere. Are we immediately in the war? No? You guys have to invite me in? Or maybe I've misunderstood how this works. The sphering system is strange. They may just lose anyway. Like, if they get sieged out, they'll be dead instantly. Okay. We are allied. We could send them war subsidies. I guess this isn't letting me join. Can I just interfere? Maybe this is not... It's not like Hearts of Iron. It doesn't work quite the way that game does. I guess sphering them isn't going to really do us anything, because they're just going to immediately get kicked out. But I wanted to crush France again. Just going to have some French defense force over there. Well, that's too bad. They are in our sphere, they're allied with us, but I guess they did an offensive war against... Why would tiny little Tuscany think they could offensively attack the Papal States that was defended by France? Sometimes these guys are not very smart. But yeah, I can't declare war or anything. And I don't think... You can't just jump in on one side or the other right now, can I? Intervene, there's the one. We can only join the losing side of the war. I'm not allowed to. We cannot join a side that has added any war goals. So the problem is that Tuscany wanted to aggressively expand. And we could only join to defend them right now. So that means that at the moment they'll just get pieced out for a white piece. I don't think, because there's no war goals here, they can't annex them. And if they try, then they might be able to call us in. So it's good to have our units ready just in case. Also, did I forgot to build all my railroads here. And we want our port in the Suez. Alright, so that place will be real nice. And how's my little colony? We're getting some railroads. Colonies are all expanding. This looks pretty good. Okay. But do we get to war with France? That's what really matters. Alliance from Montenegro. Did we ever figure out who Montenegro was, though? I know everyone wants to be my ally, but I need to know who you are. It sounds... Is that like a Central American kind of country? I'm certainly no geography major. Let's go learn. Let's learn. Montenegro. Oh, no. It's a tiny little town, little city that's just where Ottomans are, basically. I don't know... I don't really care about you, Montenegro. I'm sorry. Tensions dissipate, sure. Meanwhile, Modena. Meanwhile, in Modena. They are becoming increasingly friendly with the Germans. Tuscany, we're going to drop down to 1 tick because they're already sphered. Racal, we kind of gave up on. Serbia is almost done, so let's focus them down. Get them sphered. And then we'll figure out where we're going after that. For influence. We could probably sphere Wallachia. Wasn't I doing that earlier? I feel like I was doing this earlier and then I forgot about it. Sure. Wallachia joined the German Empire. They don't actually... touch adjacently to Russia, so it's going to be not too difficult to sphere them. Although Moldavia would be difficult because Russia would have some advantages on us here. And they're already basically sphered, so there's also that. Sure, Whatever. Maybe we'll go find Dracula's castle. It's a couple hundred years late, but... It's never too late for Castlevania time, right? Alright, we're getting some more recruits. Getting our ships built up. We've got all these Diplo points that I never use. I never know what to do with them. Like, I'm just... Like, when you're this powerful, you don't even need your Diplo points for much. I mean, you can use them to boost relations of people you're trying to influence, like Serbia. They're already pretty friendly anyway, but, you know, whatever. And if I do try to take Wallachia, then let's just make sure it's easier to get influence, right? Okay. The old man in the sea. Give me your fish. The Ottomans are much worse at war than us. Look at this. It took me like a month to conquer what I wanted from Egypt. The Ottomans are still having a hard time. Kind of curious what that war is about, actually. Also, I think our buddy Tuscany may have lost. So the Ottomans are trying to acquire Transjordan. Well, that sounds unpolitically correct. I don't know. They can have Jordan if they want, I guess. I have a feeling this part's going to become Ottoman pretty quick. Yeah, what happened over here? Looks like they just lost their war. That's fine. Here I was thinking we were going to get into a war with France, but no luck. Alright, who's next? Serbia! Welcome. The German sphere. Feel like we're doing pretty good on the influence game. It's not my favorite part, but it's going pretty well. Oh yeah, also we got a lot of craftsmen in Schlesien, I guess. So it might be time to move that that focus down somewhere else. Actually, the factories still aren't full. Let me just check my population map mode here. So Schlesien is third down. This is my most crafty. Definitely my most crafty of states. See what's happening in Schlesien. Schlesien's got 5 factories. It definitely needs more craftsmen though. If I want to just focus here. Yeah, it's fine. They can keep going then. As long as there's no unemployed craftsmen, it's fine. I don't know what the optimal percent is on craftsmen, honestly. It could be like 30 or 40%, honestly, once you're fully industrialized. Might even be like 50%. Alright. So that's our next Egyptian colony. Congratulations. And nothing else to colonialize yet. Pretty good, though. By 1857, we've already started working our way into Central Africa. We will want to try to colonize this one, Aronia, before... Actually, there's 2 here. Yeah, Amhara and Aromia. We can get both of those early as well if we take out Ethiopia, which is, you know, the next target. It'll probably go Ethiopia, Oman, and Sokoto in order. And then after that, we can start talking about Indonesia and the islands. Okay, well, we're at a period of peace. Haven't we reformed our politics enough already? I feel like the Polish, there's 900 angry Poles. But yeah, our politics are actually quite well reformed, honestly. Minus 0.1 infamy per month. Meanwhile, Morocco would like to be an ally. I don't really think No, see, look, they're going to be at war with the UK, probably, and I want to be more allies with the UK than the Moroccans. Sorry, but these guys are more important for the moment. I mean, of course we'll want a war with the UK as well, eventually. Of course. Now, I haven't seen anything from chat in a while, so if you guys are still talking in chat, my my chat window is also broken. It's the day of broken windows. In case people are asking me questions and wondering why the streamer's ignoring them. The Ottomans are getting a lot of combat here. Lots of people trying to influence the Ottomans. But I'm already at 100, which means I push downwards on anyone else. Oh, no, there's people there. Cool. Thanks for confirming that the chat still works. That's all good. Sometimes I wonder. I've just had a lot of technical difficulties today, so... It's been one of those times. Alright, Wallachia. Let's become cordial. Alright, this is a good tech. Yeah, everyone's just chilling. That's fine. Like, really, I don't mean to say hurry up and chat. But, like, seriously, if everyone... As long as the chat works, it's all good. Everyone's alive and breathing. Perfect. I'm glad to hear everyone's still alive and happy and chill. Alright, so, first and foremost, new tech. We have a decision to make in a second. The current tech that we just picked up is really important for a couple reasons. First, I believe there a decision or an invention that comes off of it that's important or something. I thought there was an invention that was really important, but oh, manifest destiny. That sounds important. What does that do? Just more morale. I mean, that sounds nice. I never remember. Is it expansionism? No, there is a discovery that gives you life rating again, and I always forget how to get it. It's got a fancy name somewhere. Anyway, we need this for more than that, though. We can justify wars quicker. We got another national focus, which is good. And we'll just get some more craftsmen out of that for now. But what's really cool is we have a new war goal. So apparently Ethiopia is too large, and I should have already attacked them. But there we go. Establish protectorate. That's what I was talking about. So this is an entire nation that's 4 states or less than 5, for up to 10 infamy, and you just annex the whole friggin' thing. It's pretty awesome. Sokoto would be potentially an option now if they weren't truced for another, well, quite a while to be fair. So I guess I messed up with Ethiopia. I thought they were 4 states, but maybe that was wrong. So I guess we should just declare war on them for 1 state and get colonizing down this way. And then in 5 years, finish them off, maybe. So that would have been a slight mistake. And I guess I should start thinking about Oman sooner than later. Because I really would like to get all these little coastlines here. And I think Oman gets oil. I'm not 100%, but I feel like this is the kind of place that might have oil. So, there's that. So do we want to go to the Valley of the Kings? What do you think? I think we want to go to the Valley of the Kings. We do get some infamy for it. It's fine. Egypt gives us a permit to see, they can say no, but I think it gives you a casus belli to defeat them again. So, you know, they gave us exclusive rights to investigate. So enjoy the prestige. And now we're friends. So that's cool. You know, just digging out some treasure. It's important. Meanwhile, new tech. I think I need naval bases. Is that where the virgin sacrifices happened? I mean, I don't know. We'll find out. We'll let the researchers decide. So I want to build bigger naval bases. So I want to get at least level 2 navy bases. Maybe even level 3. Although, at some point we're going to upgrade our light armaments. And other important focuses, maybe some admin tax efficiency. Although, honestly, the money is so good, it doesn't matter too much. Market regulation is pretty good, too, to be honest. It's lots of influence. I don't even need influence, though. Focus on the importance. I might want to go navy bases, start building them, and then inorganic chemistry so we can get nitroglycerin so that we can make the Suez Canal. And I think there's something else we needed, too, right? Just nitroglycerin. Oh, iron steamers. Right. So, naval bases, medicine, or, you know, chemistry, whatever. And then maybe we'll get better ships. That's not a bad idea, to be honest. The ships are good, too. Ironclads are pretty cool. I don't remember liking monitors very much. But I do remember liking ironclads, so we'll probably want to build a bunch of those. Speaking of building some ships, let's just preemptively build a few frigates. Just 29. Nitroglycerin to make the canal. Yeah, that's what we're going to work on. Belgium would like to be allied. They keep asking. I don't care. Look, they basically have our flag, but sideways. That's not allowed. That's against international law. Alright, well, separatists are going to be a little bit more cranky at us. So what am I going to do? Am I going to declare on Ethiopia? They're allied with Hejaz and Nejd. These guys, they don't... Oh, actually, can you walk that way? No. Well, we don't have a Suez, so we can't get through there easily yet. But I'm pretty sure if we just killed the Ethiopians, we could just take a state from them. I just want to get the truce started because I think... I wish there was an easy way to see how many states a nation had. They have 0 tech. That's where the tech is. Don't forget. It's important. It would be nice if you could see their total number of states, because that's how the protectorate war goal works. Like, you can look at the regions and you can try to keep count. Like, well, Ethiopia's got, like... It looked like 4? But I guess Sudan, Amhara is 2 different regions. I didn't realize a really large region was actually 2 that shared the same color. So they probably have 5. Now, if I take Amhara, that's part of Sudan, unfortunately. But Amhara will neighbor the 2 states that I can colonize early. So we'll take Amhara, get some more colonies, and then I guess we'll start thinking about getting into Oman while the truce timer goes. Alright, that's the plan. At least it's only 5 infamy, and maybe we'll get lucky, it'll be less than that. We have gotten pretty lucky with some of our justifications lately. I think there's kind of like, the detection chance is much higher against great powers in Europe, and it's much lower in places nobody cares about. Sorry, Ethiopia, but... so we could get a casus belli against the Netherlands for free? This is what I needed earlier, so I could take that colony from them. Sure, I think it lasts for a year. Maybe I'll use that. I don't know. Or we could become jingoistic, which is pretty good. Netherlands have a lot of territories, and that's like free territory. Oh, the infamy stat? It's sort of the limiter on your conquests. So, as you conquer people for the most part, or do bad things, but mostly conquer, you gain infamy. It has a cap of about 25, which is sort of a soft cap. Below 25, it's just a small penalty to relations and stuff. People are less likely to trade or give you military access or whatever. But it doesn't really matter too much at that point. But once you cross 25, and everyone in the world gets a cut down to size war goal on you, and the AI is pretty quick to take advantage of it if they think they can win. So once you get it too high, suddenly you just end up at war with everyone, probably. And that tends to suck. So you try to leave it under the 25 limit when possible and just conquer as much as you can. Also, it looks like we're going to get universal votes. Sure, whatever. That's the final political reform. Everything's done. So we've got super up-to-date voting for 1858. Let's try to get some social reforms now. Maybe. I think you probably need more liberals for that. Hey, no problem, Rides. Again, I'm not an expert at this, so if someone in chat does know more, feel free to fill us in, because I'm only averagely able at this game. Alright, 3.5 infamy out of 5. It's not perfect, but we only got 2/3, so, you know, that's it's still a deal, right? Alright, I should think about, you need to get partnered on Twitch for your Twitch Prime sub. I think to get partnered on Twitch, I, for one, would have to stream on Twitch a few times a week, have a certain minimum number of viewers per day, per stream, and I don't know how it all works. Twitch is weird. But yeah, that would be cool. Alright. Oh, right. Before I lose my casus belli, I should look at Netherlands. They are allied with Spain. Whoopity-doo. Do we have a truce or anything? We have a truce Oh, but only till November. So we could declare war on them. Oh wait, it doesn't last that long. Oh, what a jip. They gave us a free casus belli until August 1858, but were truced until November 1858. So I could have saved 5 infamy or 10. It's actually 10 infamy and stolen a Netherlands colony. If it weren't for that stinking truce. Now, we could ignore the truce. That's only 1 infamy, right? We do lose prestige. And we also get some militancy out of it. I don't know if that's worth it. Is there any one colony that would be worth... Well, I mean, okay, think about it this way. Normally, to justify for a colony, it's up to 10 infamy from a great power. So we can get it for still a discount. 1 is a lot less than 11. The prestige sucks. 20 prestige is a fairly significant amount. The militancy doesn't matter. So would we take a little bit of infamy, a deal? It's not as good as 0, but it's okay. But basically lose the prestige to get one of the Netherlands colonies. Colonial regions. So we could take the entire... we could take all of Molucca. I mean, that's quite a few islands. Is that worth it? What are we looking at over here? We could go for Sumatra. I think Sumatra gets some good stuff, right? I think there's rubber and stuff in here eventually, and tropical wood. Just a fair number of people. We could take Sumatra. We could take Java. Java, I assume, has coffee. It's only fair. I think we're going to do this. I just don't know which one. So the Moluccas are all over here. It also includes all of this stuff. So this is a lot of islands all in there. Not to New Guinea, but all this stuff between New Guinea and what, Borno? Yeah, Borneo. Borno, that's how you know I'm a history major. Geography major. That's my name. What do you guys think? Sumatra or Moluccas? And we would only get half of the Sumatra. Or the whatever the name of this island is. I'm also not sure if truce breaking has any other side effects, to be honest. It might. We got 1 for Moluccas and 1 for Sumatra. Because 1 I can pronounce and the other I can't. It's a good argument. Oh, also, let's look at resources. This is how you do it. Professionalism. So Sumatra has wood, which is kind of boring, and some grain, and some tobacco, I guess. But the good resources are in Ak. I mean, coffee would be nice, or tea would be nice. Java also has all the coffee. Seriously, I wasn't even making this up. We could go for Java and get fruit, coffee, and sulfur. Or we could go, not for Borneo, go here. Oh, they've got dye. Dye is really hard to get. I think Moluccas are winning out. There is not very much dye in the world. And they've got 2 of them. I think the Moluccas are going to win, because dye is like a very rare resource. Now, there's also some dye. Is that it? Oh, in India. Yes. India. So the other place to get dye is India. I mean, we have to fight Britain for India, which is not looking so hot, to be honest. There's a lot of substates. Okay, I think the Moluccas are looking good. Good old resource map mode, and they have lots of wood anyway. Like if you wanted the wood, you can just get it here anyway. All right. Unfortunately, the Ankylo emojis do not work in the Steam overlay, I guess. But if you guys are watching along in live chat, that's where they are. And if you're watching this in the future tubers, then you're missing out on the awesome awesome chat emojis we have these days. Oh look, Nightbot finally woke up. took him like 3 hours. He finally shows up. Oh man. All right, Moluccas it is. I think chat seems to be cool with that, and I think I've decided as well. Before we declare war, we've got till August. Let's just get our armies into better position. Now I know we did declare on the Netherlands not too long ago, but you know, this is the way life works. Alright, we'll move our troops over. Nothing, I mean, they should know. They, like, diplomatically insulted me or something, and that's why I got a free Casus Belli on them. They should know something's coming. But in case they were wondering, the Germans have changed their diplomatic position. Alright. I hope there's no unintended consequences. Let's declare war for the Moluccas. It does take a lot of war score, but conquering all of Netherlands will probably give us that much. And if I have to, I'll sail some ships down. But I doubt I'll need to do that. Alright. To war! Alright. So, let's turn it down to speed 3 for wartime. And we do have Spain at war with us. Do they have anything to worry about? They've got 5 military techs. That's less than us. And they actually have quite a few ships, but not much else. I don't think we have too much to worry about. I don't even need to worry about the naval stuff as far as I can think of. And if I need to, I do have a pretty decent heavy ship group. They have bulls. But how are they going to get their bulls from Spain to Germany? Are they going to try to sail them around Italy? Like, that's not going to work. The bulls will not have it. Alright, to war. Oh, they pulled Spain in. Oh, no. Well, their homeland army's gone. That did not last very long. This guy's taking a lot of attrition, I gotta say. He keeps walking through these, I guess it's like the Alps or something. And he keeps just killing all of my soldiers. Wait till the war bulls learn how to swim. Look, we're down there. We're domesticating the lions right now. Like, I'm sure there's lions in here somewhere, right? Like, there's gotta be some lions in there. We're working on it. Rhino versus lion. Or, sorry, rhino versus bull. I messed it up. Messed it up. Looks like they're trying to mobilize the little baby units. Oh, they have an army! The Netherless army. Look, I'm not afraid to fight you. Gonna catch him? We caught him. All right. The one real battle of the second German-Netherland... It's German-Dutch, we'll just say, war. We've got a pretty cool looking general, Alfred von Hindenburg. Nothing, I mean, clearly it's his children will invent some amazing airships. It's amazing. And then we're fighting Vincent Coops, whatever. Feel like, oh, that's bad news for them. We're killing 4,000 per day almost. Yeah, that's pretty good. Also, Casus Belli against Ethiopia. We can do that. Wallachia. Thanks for being friends. And while we're just going to double war it up. The sooner we get these wars done, the quicker our infamy can go down. So you might as well be at 2 wars. You know what this game needs? Cowboys. Well, maybe if we went to, what did I say? I said Anhara, right? Now, Sudan has a lot more land, but it doesn't have access to colonize. So we want Amhara. They're part of Amhara. Just realized the chat you're asking about is the chat overlay. Yeah, I do have a chat overlay and some There's like the viewers at the top left. There's a couple little goals I've got. And there's a donation ticker that's probably flickering away like crazy. I am trying to keep it minimal for sure. Alright, the Netherlands army's trying to run to Amsterdam. I guess that makes some sense. Oh, they're going to block it because of the straits. I suppose that makes sense. The game needs more cowbell. That's probably fair too, actually. This is looking like we're probably going to win. Alright, let's go crush another army. And then we'll go siege down some more. Crush an army, siege more. Guess I should check on my African battle. This is where I've seen the live streamers, they like to put their face cam. I don't have a face cam. Oh yeah, by the way, there's a battle down in Ethiopia. These guys don't have any military techs or cannons or probably even really guns, so I can't imagine they're doing super amazing. And they're going to try to escape to... What kind of province is this? Wad Madani? Now, the question really is, where is Wakanda in all of this? You know, aren't they going to interfere? Feels like this is the kind of thing they'd want to interfere in. Germany invading Africa in the 1800s. Alright. Netherlands is toast. Spain can just be Spain. They're a real Spain in the butt. Found this army again. Now I am taking some attrition down here, make no mistake. They have a super tech bubble. I mean, we have enough manpower. We just need to walk right up to it, right? Just explore all this until you find it. There was no way to get into... Oh! Did we get... Why can we walk through... Oh, we sphered them! Ha 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 ha! Oh, we sphered them. We can go straight to Atja, or Hejaz. Isn't there an Atja around somewhere? Like the sneeze at you? The Spain of my existence. Thanks, guys. Thanks, everyone. I hate it. Alright. This is what the Netherlands gets, though. They invaded Belgium. They took land from Belgium, so now they're my punching bag. Because they forced themselves to be a great power. So, now I get their colonies, right? So I did lose some prestige by declaring this war, but it's fine. Let's just... It's going to take a while. Let's split in half. We're taking too much attrition down here. This should help a little bit. Oh boy, these guys... What once was 45,000 men is now 27,000. Apparently, attrition in the desert is a serious thing. It's fine. They'll be fine. All right, naval bases. We're gonna have to go upgrade a bunch of naval bases. Next up, supply limit, please. Where's our sexy Ankylo emote? So the little progress bar on the bottom right of the screen, the way I'm going to set that up, assuming I keep it, is always the target is the next emoji slot. So as we get more YouTube members, we will unlock additional emojis for you guys to use. And something like a sexy Ankylo emoji could be at rank 6 or rank 10 or something. I don't know. You guys decide. Oh, these are good. Iron and blood. Always like this. Mining efficiency 125% for the rest of the game. Yep. Give me that iron and coal. Alright. So we're gonna lose a lot of men on this walk. It's gonna hurt. Rides is out there working on the sexy emojis. Wait, why are you up there? What is this group? don't even know who these guys are. I had 3 groups of 3 units just hanging out in Ottoman. Weird. Anyway. Oh, they reformed. Members are the paid YouTube membership, and it's actually going to be changing on YouTube shortly, so it's hard to explain how to do that. Oh, look, there's a Spanish army down here, guys. But the Netherlands has already conceded defeat, so we don't even have to deal with it. Congratulations! We have conquered these guys for the 2nd time. And, oh yeah, I have to build my naval bases. I keep forgetting. Very important. Alright, you guys get out of enemy territory. Spanish, you know, they just got here, and then we immediately declared peace with the Netherlands. So that's classic. You want a sly plug. Well, I mean, it is a sly plug. That's fair, too. So we now, beep, we have German Moluccas. So first and foremost, we're going to industrialize the Moluccas because Spain failed to build railroads, or Netherlands, I guess, failed to build railroads. So we'll give them some railroads and some forts, because I'm certainly not sending over any soldiers anytime soon. And that gives us some dye. That's really good. We got our first dye income, basically. We no longer have to purchase it from the British. Now, infamy is getting a little bit high, so we definitely want to slow it down. But we need to win this war in Ethiopia, and then it can tick down a little bit. And then I guess Oman is next on the list. Also, before I forget, it's very important, we have to go upgrade all of our naval bases. This is going to cost a lot of money, although it isn't too bad yet. It's level 4 and 5 that are stupid expensive. And they take like, I think they take their tier in years to build. So a level 5 naval base takes 5 years to build, I think. And it also costs all your money. So it's cool, but definitely not cheap. And this is what's going to give us the capacity to have more ships. And more ships is what's going to give us the capacity to colonize better. So this is why we invested in that technology. Are the two fellows the same person? Is he in both chats at the same time? Sounds like something he might do. I am, you know, experimenting with a double chat. It's pretty cool. Both Twitch and YouTube can interact with each other. It's a mixture of dangerous idea, no doubt. All right, so I built all those naval bases. I really don't have that many ports, obviously. It's a new age. There you go. There must be a port in the Moluccas somewhere. There it is. So, Gigolo. Can we just rename these? I guess this game doesn't let you rename stuff. It'd be so much easier if we could just give things easier names to say. Alright, Team YouTube. Well, I probably have a few more YouTube viewers than Twitch viewers, to be fair. So YouTube might be the winner. Alright, let's just focus on our Ethiopian war, get this cleaned up quick, and then we'll just do some speeding. You can see our income dipped down a little bit there as we started building stuff. And I am still recruiting ships. And we actually finished recruiting our army for the moment. And we have elections again. Great. The country of Gigolo. Exactly. We just rename everything after silly movies. Alright. So, we lost a couple infantry in that army. Let's fix that. Sometimes you just lose units. I don't know if they join a rebellion or something, but sometimes they just disconnect from your army. It's kind of annoying. Oh yeah, I also have those guys in the desert, probably dying. Let's go check on them. How's it going? Starving army. You know, they're still kicking. They're trying. They're not all dead. We've learned about biased multiculturalism. That sounds like something we've invented in the 2010s, to be honest. Let's not start a political debate, but biased multiculturalism, eh? Alright, let's put up to speed 4. Oh yeah, fella is the moderator. Alright, love and war. We want to be Jingo. Wonder if this is enough for a full army yet. Maybe. Still got my Sokotan army. Alright, you kill that guy, and then you move down. You continue conquest. Your conquest has been completed. Get into at least controlled territory, please. Stop the burning. I mean, there's no way Ethiopia can stop us, but you gotta do a little bit of micromanagement. The mod squad. We could make eventually we could have a mod Ankylo. Oh look! Ethiopia will let us take Amhara. I'm not gonna worry about adding more states, because it would be a waste, because we could just do the fancy protectorate Casus Belli if we want to finish conquering them later. So that'll do. And I will leave one small army in Egypt land and one small army in this tiny territory down here we've got. But it's fine. Because of that, we can now do some more colonies. Oh. I would have needed to also conquer Oromia to colonize this at the same time. But what we can just do is colonize this one first. And then once this is done, we'll be able to colonize here. And that'll all happen in less than 10 years. So that's fine. It's really 1870 where the big rush goes. We're just getting some stuff out of the way early. Which makes it a little bit easier down here. Which means I should at least try to conquer Oman by 1870 if I can do it. But anyway, we're no longer at war, so infamy can tick down. And we can just relax, you know. Heated debate. Oh yeah, we're still having our elections. Hey, we had something cool happen. I can't even see it, but I heard the music, so something happened. Thank you, somebody, for something. I don't have the proper chat windows up, but I'm sure it was awesome. I appreciate it. We want to be... It was probably a super chat. Yeah, rides. I bet you. I just need more browsers open so I can see everything. We want to be like state capitalism or something here. I don't really want free trade, I don't think. So protectionism, I believe, is the way I'm going, right? Protectionism is the trade policy which affects your tariffs. If you go free trade, you cannot use high tariffs. So we do not want free trade. Because I love my tariffs. So we want become more protectionist. Alright. Also, there are a few people that are upset. The French liberation movement has is almost as big as the Polish liberation movement. I mean, what does 800 people think they're going to do? Like, 800 people. I could just put 45,000 in the land they want. They're not even that mad. There's no revolt mode. What else? There was Polish. So let's go park one army in somewhere in Poland. And another army in, was it Hungary or something? They're probably over here. Looks about right. I love my tariffs. Have you seen our budget lately? Oh wait, I'm not even using them. It's a shame. Typically, the tariffs are closer to 100% than 0%. I've been generous lately and just letting my people have cheap goods. Don't mind the 100% taxation, but tariffs have been low. We could reduce the taxation on the rich. Yeah. Money is still positive. We've got $2.5 million in the bank. And, you know, I'm feeling so generous. You can have a 10%. You know what? The middle class can go down to like 80%. And the poor can go down to 90%. Now you can spend your money on things we make in our factories. And we're still making a little bit of money for now. It's just gonna make people happier or something. It's only 90%. Don't get your panties in a knot. Alright, we have a conservative reactionary government, which is probably what we want anyway. Double check. Politics. So this is not the one that lets me build factories. But I could switch to it, because it's technically, we're still a monarchy anyway. So if I wanted to, we could go to here. But we'll leave it at blue for now. This doesn't let me build factories, which sucks. But if we switch to the black party, then the capitalists can no longer expand factories, and that sucks. So I will not be able to build factories, but my capitalists can do pretty much everything because we're in blue. And, oh, also, didn't pay attention. We have some unemployed craftsmen in one of our lands. So Alfold, Alfold? Is this one of my most populated lands? It is! 728,000 people. They don't have any factories. Okay, change of plan. We need to build some factories quickly. Because apparently my capitalists have been doing a crappy job of it. So we've got all these, like, unemployed craftsmen in a place where they're just not even doing anything. Where's Alfold, anyway? Alfie? It's, right there, clearly. Alright, that's the one. It's east of central Hungary. Clearly everyone knows where that is. So, yeah, umlauts, you know, look, Alfold. I'm not going to try, because, like, keep in mind, for accents, like, even inside Germany, the pronunciation changes if you're in north or south or east or west, or this town is this one and this town is that one. There's just no way that you could be correct for every local pronunciation, especially, you know, 160 years ago. So I'm not even going to try very hard. That's my logic. That's my logic. Anyway, Alfold, Alf, call them Alf for short. Ale, maybe even just ale. Makes sense. Let's see, what do they make in this place? They got some sheep, and they got some grain. This place kind of sucks. Sorry if you're from Alfold, but your land doesn't have anything good in it. And that's all they got, just those little provinces here. Alfred? That's not bad, I like that. Alfred's got fruit, sheep, and grain. So as far as factories are concerned, well, there's a reason they don't have anything good being built. I guess cloth. Does cloth use wool? That's actually not a bad idea. No, it uses cotton and timber. Is there anything that uses wool? Clothes use cloth. Cloth uses cotton, of course. Luxury goods use clothes and silk, but we don't have silk. Surely something is made out of if that's my hometown. What do we even use wool for? This is something I must know. I thought it would be clothes, right? But apparently not. Where's the wool? What are you used for? Nothing. People just want some. They don't actually make anything out of it. The military uses a bit. Mostly the farmers use it. For underwear, clearly. But that's it. Alright, so it's not used in any factory. That's unfortunate. What else did we have? Grain and fruit? Well, I mean, we could make a canning factory. This will help a little bit. Because we do use grain, at least for canned food. So have one of those. And grain is also used for liquor. So you can make us some liquor. And while we're building factories, we're going to also build them some wine. Because you can also make wine out of fruit. And while we're doing all this, you can make some glass. Because that will help the liquor and the wine. So we don't have a lot of resources in Alfred. Whatever. But we'll turn some of the resources into food and liquor and wine. And we'll import some coal and stuff to make glass to make this a little bit easier. Yeah, that's sensible. You know, we could do, while we're temporarily in our, you know, our black party, we could do some massive industrialization factory building, Because we're not going to be this forever, and then we'll lose our ability to create factories. So spending a minute getting all these things started might be a good idea. Let's start, like, Wittenberg. I feel like there might be more than one person that lives in Wittenberg. Where are you, Wittenberg? Oh, there's not even that many. Well, you know, there's 364,000 people in Wittenberg, but they only have one factory. So, they're going to get something. I'm just gonna try to fix some of the small states so they get a bit of a jump start. Wittenberg. So, this is Wittenberg. I mean, look. Again, now we're down in Austria, and they probably pronounce their umlauts even differently than the Hungarians do. So it looks like this place also not great. Region. So they're just this little 5-provincer. And we've got fruit and grain. So they don't really have anything good going for them other than, you know, food. Food is good, of course. What are they currently building? They're currently making artillery. So we could help them make artillery with steel or explosives. They're actually losing money on it. I don't know what to make out of this place. This kind of sucks. You can make some more canned foods. Our army needs guns, probably. Or food, that is. Oh, and then because they no longer have one factory, they've dropped out. So, back to Wittenberg. So we'll give them some canned foods, and we'll give them... I'll tell you what, because you're trying to make artillery for me, and I like having artillery, I'll give you some explosives if you can make it. And... explosives need... something else. Small arms, probably. Ammunition. It's not going to be great, but at least it gives them something to do. They can have food, they can have explosives, and artillery. Like, that's not a bad mix, right? Alright, what else we got for boring states with nothing to do? Venetia. I don't know if that's a very big place. Like, I need states that have lots of people. I wish there was a way of looking, like, population and how many factories do you have. Like, Bohemia, Slovakia, Schlesien, Alfie, and East Galicia. They're my most populous places. But do they have... like, East Galicia, one of my most populated places. Alright, we're going to build stuff there next. So, East Galicia... Eastern glassmakers. Really only 4 places? There's just a lot of people here. There's a lot of people living in this place. Just watch out for the Russians. Alright, so what do you guys have? You got coal. Coal is good. We can do stuff with coal. Coal plus grain. So, what we're going to do, we're going to turn the coal into glass. And then we're going to turn the glass and the coal, or the glass and the grain into liquor. That's a nice, efficient way. And we've also got lots of coal, so we'll also make some cement out of it. Let's make nukes. It's a little early for nukes. A little early. I might make them like one more factory while I'm building stuff. I feel like I'll probably want more steel, so just let them build steel. The coal will help at least. Okay, what's next? I did Alfie, I did East Galicia. I haven't checked out Schlesien and Slovakia yet. Let's check those out. Slovakia has 3 and Schlesien has 5, so they're okay. Let's go do a couple more in Slovakia, though. Do I know where Slovakia is? No. I sort of do, but... I mean, it's all in here somewhere. If you can't make coal into nukes, then what's the point? Hey, didn't you see? We already researched clean coal. We've had clean coal for years. Don't worry about global warming. Industrial Revolution. Not Moravia. Slovakia. Okay, so Slovakia, we got lots of grain, we got a little bit of coal. This is actually a pretty big place, isn't it? All of this is Slovakia. See, it's right by that other place we were in. Whatever it was called. East Galicia is right beside Slovakia. See? Geography lessons. Anyway, we've got coal, we've got coal, we've got coal. We've got grain. Look, everyone is just going to learn how to make glass and liquor here. The soundtrack is so good, yeah, isn't it? Alright, so Slovakia, you're already trying to make liquor and glass. I probably did that. You're also making wine out of the glass. That's sensible. But you also have a lot of coal, so you can make some cement. And, anything else sensible here? I need more lumber mills. I haven't found a lot of wood. Just trying to think of what we don't have much of yet. I need another wood state. Most of this other stuff we've been building a fair bit of. Oh, machine parts. This is new. I think this is something we unlocked fairly recently, so I haven't built any yet. So we gotta get machine parts going. Yeah. Anywhere with coal and iron, we need more. We need more of that. So Schlesien, I think Schlesien has steel, right? Hello, Zillion. Welcome back. The artist formerly known as Beef Stew. So Schlesien's over here. This one, Schlesch. So Schlesien is just this middle section. So Schlesch, and rides is back again. And in Schlesien, we do have some iron and some coal. So, sensibly, turning that into steel makes sense, as well as glass and maybe concrete. But also, because machine parts are made from coal and, I think, steel, that's a nice upgrade for them, a nice little chain. In the future, because a lot of things get built out of steel and machine parts, we might want to demolish a couple bad factories and build other fancy stuff like airplanes and stuff and radios. But for now, this is fine. Alright. I'm just going to do a couple more of these while I'm in the mood. I did Schlesien, Slovakia. Did I do Bohemia yet? I feel like I should have started in Bohemia. Isn't it like somewhere around here? Yeah, there we go. Okay, Bohemia has all the coal and iron. Also, hello, Harry JC. So, Bohemia. Let's just check them out. They've only got 4 factories. They need more people, obviously. But they've got the steel factory. That's sensible. The cement and the glass. Let's give them another machine parts factory, because it's new. And Central Hungary only has 1. Does anyone live in Central Hungary? I feel like, yeah, lots of people living in Central Hungary. I might be able to even guess where Central Hungary is. Somewhere around here. Oh, I found it. Totally first click. You were gonna watch some Shining Force, but now you're gonna check out my my stream. Good for you. Luckily, the videos will be there forever, and this stream might even make it onto YouTube eventually too, one day. Let's see. Alright, so Hungary is not hungry because they've got all this food and they don't have anything else. So, I guess there's not really any good, you know, what do you call it? Synergies? There's no really good synergies for Central Hungary other than maybe making some food. Because that's pretty much all they've got is food. So, food it is, and cement is sensible. They can also make, I don't even know. There's a lot of people here, so I want to keep them busy, but I don't know what to do. I mean, fertilizer, sure. Well, but no sulfur, man. I feel like it's really good to match things up when you can. Oh, well, they've got grain, so they might be able to make liquor with reasonable efficiency, especially if I give them some glass. And I know glass tends to be very valuable, so we'll do that. You got cameras, uh-oh. So Croatia's trying to make some guns. Baden, let's see. I'm just looking for places with lots of people. We haven't been to Sachsen or Lombardia yet. Let's check them out. Sachsen. Sachsen. It's probably hard, isn't it? Maybe hard. Sachsen. Anyway, they've got some coal. Region. So it's just a small little... Actually, it's not that small. It's just a long, stretchy outy state. Alright, so Sachsen has sulfur and iron and coal. They got good stuff. So I want Sachsen to do well. They got lots of good stuff. They've currently got furniture of all the things. Ammunition, glass. Well, they got steel at least. They don't have enough craftsmen yet. I didn't know you had Twitch as well. Well, I've always had Twitch. It's just I don't generally stream to it very often, so I'm trying to remember to do that a little bit more often. So this place has sulfur, which means maybe this would be a good not explosives. Fertilizer. Bam, fertilizer. And then with fertilizer, we can turn that into explosives. And I also have the small arms already, so that's a good synergy. The furniture doesn't fit in, but this stuff all works together. Alright, that's lots. We only got one more slot there anywhere. Next. Population. We did, that was Sashin. Lombardia was supposed to be next. Alright, here we are in Lombardia. It looks kind of like Italian. So this whole place is Lombardia? Just a little state, I guess. Lots of people here, though. So what do they got in Lombardia? Iron, cows, and, what are these supposed to be? I don't even know what those are supposed to be. Silk! Oh, we do have silk! Oh, this is really good. This means we can make luxury clothing. Ooh. So Lombardia should be our fancy clothes spot. So Lombardia is making glass. That's kind of dumb. Let's have them work on... Like, if anyone's going to make luxury clothes, it should be the people that have silk. So they can work on luxury clothes, and we'll help them by making regular clothes first. And we'll help the regular clothes by making cloth. And they'll have to import the cloth, because we don't have any cotton anywhere, but, you know, that'll be a good supply chain for Lombardia. And it looks like the neighboring one of Venezia would be similar. So because they've got silk as well, they got some other good stuff, but let's get them some fancy clothes. Where is the sacred Ankylo land? I don't know about that. So Venezia, where is Venezia? Venezia. They're working on making some lumber, I don't know why. What's all that do? So, the industry is complicated. This game is just complicated. This is just so friggin' complicated. But, your pops, your millions of people, they all want stuff. Like, they want lots of stuff. If you check your budget, you can kind of get an idea. The rich people, luxury goods, and life needs, and everyday needs. I don't know what's what, but they have needs. And if you go to the population, you might be able to figure out what those needs are. They're in here somewhere. Then, everybody wants that stuff, so they have to be able to buy it. And if you can produce it, it'll be cheaper. So, producing them helps you get the stuff that people want, and you can also export them to make more money. The reason you want to make them efficiently is that by default at the beginning of the game, everything is created via artisans, which are one of these guys. These artisans over here, these guys. So artisans do everything manually. They make everything you want in the game by themselves slowly. It's not very cost effective. They don't make very much stuff. They just make it slow. So instead, we want to industrialize. And instead of making clothes via artisans slowly, we want factories with craftsmen and clerks making stuff real fast. And when I say Venezia has silk, it means it's got a local resource which will make the fancy clothes factories more efficient in this state. So if this state has a fancy clothes factory which needs silk, it will make that clothing quicker, more factory throughput, because we don't have to import the silk from across the world. So you build them in those places to make these things make the most money for us, then we make money, and also it keeps our people employed, and it just makes, you know, it's industrialization. It all feedback loops into itself, kind of thing. So fancy clothes are made out of regular clothes, and regular clothes are made out of cloth or fabric. And that chain all just helps make sure we get the best luxury clothes we can. And people use the clothes anyway, the normal clothes. Alright, I don't want to do too much more of this, because we've just spent a lot of time talking about production, but obviously this is a really big country, so we could do this all day. I still would like a good timber area to work on some more sawmills. I think I built some in here last time in Franken. Let's just double check. But I want to expand the lumber mills. So yeah, Franken is working on turning their trees into paper and lumber and chairs. So that's sensible. There's also luxury furniture, which you take chairs and exotic wood and make luxury furniture. This is the kind of stuff the wealthy people like. That's why you don't make as much about it. What are the square pips? What screen are the square pips on? Because... Oh, these things? Maybe? This is like the priority for where you want people to work. Yeah, I hadn't talked about that. This is like if you want to prioritize certain factories inside a state. So if you really want people to work on the lumber, then you put a tick there or maximize it. And then people will generally work there first, and they will work at other places later. Which is sensible. I haven't really gotten into it yet. I sort of forgot. But yeah, it's good to remember that for sure. Yeah, priority like RimWorld. That makes sense. You know, you can see here we're making a lot of regular chairs. It's more important to make regular chairs than luxury factories. So focus on making these guys and then make these with your leftover labor, because you want, like, everyone wants normal chairs. Only the rich people want luxury chairs. We don't need as many. We can upgrade the normal one, for instance. Okay, so what I was going to do is find some more lumber and build some more lumber factories. We could make some over here. Did I already start building something in Croatia? You were Croatia, how many factories would you have? You'd make guns. So we're going to set up Croatia to work on lumber a little bit. Where's the lumber mill? We've got paper mills. I don't know how important paper is either, to be honest. You need at least 2 fancy chairs to attend my party. I feel like that's appropriate. Lumber mill, there we go. So you can see the lumber uses a ton of timber. Timber turns into lumber, then lumber turns into furniture. Timber also turns into paper. I feel like we probably want paper as we learn to read. I don't know how much it affects it, but as your literacy goes up, I assume the demand for books goes up, so maybe also have some paper. And I want one more place that has trees. Do we want to do Slovenia? Slovenia actually has maybe one of the only cotton plants we have. So they're definitely going to want, while I'm looking at it here in Slovenia, I think we want to make sure they're making, or Slavonia, is that it? Slovenia, not Slavonia. Slovenia. How would you ever get these places confused? Slavonia or Slovenia? One of these has trees. Slovenia has trees and cotton. So Slovenia is going to get a... Man, I'm confusing myself. They get a lumber mill. I'm not going to worry about the other ones, but they're going to get a lumber mill and a fabric factory, because they're one of the very few places that makes cotton. Alright, is there anywhere else that makes cotton? No. That's the one state we have that makes cotton. And then for trees, I think I'm going to make some more tree work up here, because there's more population up here, or more educated population at the very least. So, Nordnine, the Nords, or Westfalen. Now these guys have a lot of coal as well. Man, that's a lot of coal. What do you guys have in Nordheim? So Nordheim is currently making some junk. Friggin' capitalists building all the wrong stuff. But they do have trees, so let's make at least put the lumber mills in places with trees, right? And they've got a lot of coal, so cement is sensible, and they can also make some more glass out of the cement, because that's not a bad idea. Anyway, that's enough messing around. I know we just spent like half an hour talking about industry. It's fine. Let's just get on with our lives here. All right. The Vienna patrimony, sure. Vienna is now a core. That's actually really good. So that'll be Austria somewhere in there. Let's go find out where that is. I don't know exactly what coring will do for us, but I'm sure it's good. Vienna, there, right there, right there. So Vienna is now a core of Germany. What's different than that? I mean, usually they're a core, like, this was Austria. It's funny that they didn't all get cored when we formed Germany, but I think as the population becomes accepted or something, like, how does it work? Because there's technically North German culture and South German culture. And there's no North Germans living in Vienna. But it is now core. What does that mean? I don't even know. The Czechs are moving in, that's true. View the population of Vienna. Let's just look at more pie charts. I mean, I don't friggin' know. Let's not worry about it. Hopefully we get more cores and it means something that's good. And it's not just a waste of our time. Alright, let's just focus on the macro for a little bit. We did too much micro. That was more than... Oh, also. Ah! Speaking of important micro, man, this army... These guys, they've been standing here in the desert for like a year or something. God. Oh, also, by the way, something's going on in the USA. Dred Scott, having been a slave, remains a slave. Sounds bad. Something's going on in Virginia. How's the USA looking? The USA is looking strong. The USA is like taking over some land up here that maybe they shouldn't have, but okay. And they've secured their borders. Texas is long gone. California is all American. There's some CSA cores. I don't know if that means anything, but there's some cores over there. Can't see can't see another nation's revolt risk. But surely the fact that some of these are slave states will not mean anything at all. The Dred Scott decision dehumanized the entire African American population. Yeah, this is not like Hearts of Iron 4. There's bad things that happen in Victoria too. Yeah, there's a lot of slave states and some non-slave states. Certainly, I mean, that'll be fine. It'll be fine. I mean, we have slave states of our own, to be honest. Right? Don't these default to slave states? There's a flashpoint. We haven't talked about flashpoints before, because we haven't had anything yet. If you look at... This is kind of important for, like, high-level play. This is the crisis map mode, and it shows you places that could have crises, which is called Flashpoint in specific. And then, if a couple great powers decide to get involved, things get heated pretty quick. Looks like this is maybe the next one. So I'm assuming something in Thessalia is gonna cause some problems. I don't really know. I don't understand the system all that well. It's just... it's a thing. What's a Flashpoint? We'll see when it happens. We'll get one eventually, and it'll make a lot more sense. All right, we're gonna ignore the industry for now. We're just gonna let them do what they want to do. In fact, I will go back to the I'm not allowed to. Next year, I will go back to the I'm not allowed to build factories and let my capitalists just handle it. Meanwhile, in Wallachia, Wallachia joins the Greater German Empire as a sphere. Modena is probably almost there. Well, he's getting there. Anybody else in Italy we should be influencing? What's going on in Parma, for instance? They're sphered by France, of course. We've got Modena, who's being sphered. We've sphered Tuscany. There's this little Lucca place. Isn't Wallachia in Romania? What's Romania? There's no Romania here. Alright, our navies are faster. That's good. We're less exhausted by war. Isn't Wallachia where Vlad the Impaler comes from? I'm not too surprised if terrible things and vampires came out of Wallachia. Hey, we've learned about inorganic chemistry. Enjoy your supply limit. Maybe you won't die in the desert so badly next time. And also, nitroglycerin. We don't have it yet, but I know people wanted nukes, but like nitroglycerin's got to be a step towards nukes. We now have a 2% chance per time unit to make nitroglycerin. And then, oh boy. Okay, now, what's next for tech? The level 4 techs are pretty expensive, and I mean, I love industry, but we're doing fine. We don't need this right now. Culture, nobody cares about culture. We will want empiricism in 1860. Actually, because empiricism gives us such a big research buff, it might be smart to save our research points until January, because you can save, I believe, 1 full year of research and not lose any progress, and then on January 1st we can start this with like 6 months or of whatever of pre-stacked points to get this quicker, and then we can work on our iron steamers or our guns. Yeah, I feel like that's a smart play. We're getting advanced level strategy now. So how's our Africans doing? It looks like one of the horses got lost in the desert. Thought it was 825. And something didn't work out that way. Oh well. We are still colonizing. Oh yeah, research. Every time I see that, I'm like, oh, I need to click something. No, we gotta wait till January 1st. Keep an eye on the colonialism. See, look at these jerks. This is Portugal, right? Doing the same thing we're doing. Colonizing inwards ahead of time when no one else can colonize. So I think if you really wanted to rule Africa, the trick would be to kill Portugal early. Also, Belgium would like military access? No. I think if you just invaded Portugal in like 1840, then you could stop all this nonsense from their spread. Because they are colonizing inwards just like we are. It's just annoying. There's just nothing you can do to stop it other than attacking them. Alright, we can have some consciousness, that's fine. Oh, also, speaking of colonies, say hello to German Anhera. This button. Create Protectorate. Now, I believe that's part of the state we already had, so this just finishes up an existing state. Like, we already owned half the state, but now we own the other half. And, sure, they can have a fort. But now we can connect to another small state, and we'll get Aromia. That's all we can get right now. That's probably all the pre-1870 colonization we'll be able to do. So the goal for today's stream is probably to get to about 1870 if we can get there. We'll save the big colonial rush for then, but we'll try to get ready for it. Might have to speed the time up a little bit here. The... something Patronimony. Anyway, another town or another state became a core. We'll probably get a lot of those events as we core up the rest of Austria. It's probably good for us. Speaking of patrimonies, more cores. Portugal went bankrupt. Wait, was I just talking about invading Portugal? Some disloyal regiment probably means one of my regiments just abandoned post or something annoying. Are the colonies more beneficial than HO Hearts Fire and 4? Yes. Resources. Mainly resources. You can't build factories in colonies. Colonial states aren't allowed to have factories, so you still get the most benefit from proper states, like civilized land, essentially. But colonial land is good for resources, and you can still build all your railroads and stuff, and your RGOs tends to be stuff you might want. Like, maybe we want some more sheep, or it's usually like, here's some cotton, right? Like, I didn't have any cotton, so we might want to try to get to Wakanda and steal their cotton, because we need it for building stuff. And you can also keep an eye on what you're importing, right? So we're importing a lot of tea and liquor and clothes. I mean, if you could find some tea to colonize, maybe over here, coffee at least. But yeah, theoretically you could, focus on resources you wanted. All right, we're almost time. All right, it is the new year. January 1st, 1860. We learned about artificial fertilizer. And we have now time to unlock new texts, like empiricism, which will lead to pragmaticism and empiricism. Empiricism? He who controls the tea controls the British. Now, they probably own all of India and have 1 million metric tons of tea, but yes. Manifest Destiny. I still don't have Manifest Destiny. Alright, research points plus 50% I think is always where you start. Once that's done, then we'll probably go for iron steamers, because then we'll be able to build the Suez Canal, and that's what we're missing for that. Okay. Also, let's check our military out. 45, 45, 45, 45. And then our new unit that I never finished working on. What do we got here? Way too many artillery. That's what we have here. I want 4 artillery, 1 engineer, and 8 infantry. So that means to finish this one, we need 2 more infantry to recruit. We can do that. We could actually recruit a whole bunch of units if we wanted. We'll just finish that one up. Well, hold on. Maybe I can just finish both these up at the same time. So we just need 2 infantry to finish this unit. This unit needs, well, it needs a lot of stuff. Just gonna retire these 2 because they're just, I'm tired of these guys. Get out of here. You're retired. So now we need 8 infantry and 2 horses. And then that will finish up those 2 armies. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then 2 horses. And then we will now have 2 more 45 stacks to defend Germany. That'll put us at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 armies. That's lots. We've got kind of a naval fleet, or we've got transport fleet. Transport fleet with some heavies. Heavies and lights. I think I'm going to recruit. See, I've got naval capacity for 9 more ships until the naval ports are finished. Let's build 9 man of wars. Oh, wait, that's... Did I go over? Did I not count? Maybe these guys count for more than 1 supply. Yeah, they must. Alright, it looks like frigates must be 1 per supply, whereas... Oh yeah, you can see right here. Man-of-wars are 2 capacity per ship. Frigates are 1 capacity per ship, and as are clipper transports. Okay, that makes sense. Anyway, that will try to get us a little bit more colonial power. I know we don't have a lot. Wait, what? Did we just lose Sweden? I have not been paying attention to the diplomacy game. We just got kicked out of our sphere in Sweden. That's a mistake. Alright, we'll turn that back up to full power. Russia's being a real jerk up there. Discredited, but we're almost done in Modena. Also, Sweden, you love us, right? There, we'll be even more friendly with Sweden. Look how fast that tech is going. Long live Germany. Olomonic is now a core. And all these railroads are getting built. We can probably turn those off, actually. Oh, hold up, hold up. Oh, this is not what I want. That is not what we need. Left click to show, right click to dismiss. I hope that doesn't keep popping up, because we definitely don't want those messages every 5 seconds. Alright, Modena, you can become part of the sphere. Alright. Oh, looks like these guys are fighting it out again. Netherlands and Belgium. Bosun's now a core. Cool, cool. Infamy's going down a bit. Expansionism has been unlocked. This gives us less plurality. I have no idea what that even does. But we do have another 10% morale for Manifest Destiny. That's good. Just keep making our unit stronger. Not that I pay much attention to it, but we do have 42 organization. And I don't know what all these numbers are. Just lots of numbers. It's a very numbery game, no doubt about it. Wonder if I should move some of my focuses. Actually, I probably should. Right, so I've been focusing in East Galicia. Let's remove that for now. Yeah, YouTube is going to have a new link. That's right. Alright, well, these two places have more craftsmen than I need at the moment. So let's take that focus off. And we'll pick the next two most populous states. So that was East Galicia and Alfold. So let's go to Saxon. Make some craftsmen down there. And then Lombardia. Make some craftsmen down there. And then that way, we're not, like, wasting our focuses. Also, another core. Budget is pretty balanced. Uh-oh. Oh, not so bad. The USA found Tutankhamun's tomb. American archaeologists found the tomb of the 19-year-old pharaoh Tutankhamun. We did not get the amazing tomb ourselves. Shucks. Americans got there too quick. Alright, so that gives us another colony done. And I believe that's all of our colonizations done for the moment. Basically until we get to 1870 tech. Although we can still do some more prep by invading some countries. Namely Oman. Indiana Jones, clearly. Salzburg. We're just going to get a lot of core messages, I think. Oh, by the way, speaking of the USA, John Brown, he did something. Well, he's pretty dead. Yeah, there's a Union marching song. Something about that. It looks like there's some Southern tension, let's just say. Let's just go have a quick peek. It's fine, it's fine. They're happy, I'm sure. They got lots of cotton over here we could import. USA. USA. Isn't there... There's a policy in here somewhere. We've outlawed slavery already. We're so far ahead of the times, guys. I think we've had this outlawed since the game start. In case you're wondering if you're playing as the USA, you cannot just click that button. It is not a button that is easily clickable. Research points! Alright, so now our research will be even better. The next tech is 1870, but there's other things we need in 1870, so you're not going to go for analytic philosophy right away. Okay, so techs that we need to bang out real quick. Let's get some better ships and build a couple of those and maybe get a Suez Canal. Speaking of things, I think we've probably finished recruiting our army. Yep. Let's get them all grouped up. And will they split in half correctly? No. I tried. It's not even close. That is not how you split in half. You are by numbers statistically cut in half, but you did not give the same number of engineers and infantry to each army. So I don't understand what you're trying to do here. These grand strategy games demonstrate how elites and masters cynically manipulate us in real life. Well, only if I'm playing, clearly. Alright, 825. That looks like some pretty good army comp to me for the moment. Let's send one of these guys down to Italy in case Spain decides to come back. And we'll send the other one just somewhere in the middle. That's if we get any rebels in Germany, they're toast. And we still have 40 units free, so we can still recruit a ton more if we wanted. And we will. We will. That's like 3 more armies. Oh, I do have all these Diplo points. Alright, we'll keep the UK happy for now. We don't care about France. The Americans are going to have a bad time soon, so let's just send them some happy feels. Russians we don't like. Sicilians we don't like. Spains we don't like. Netherlands we don't like. No one else is our friend. And Sweden is our friend. We'll be friends with Sweden. And Wallachia, you're our friend now. And Modena is our friend. I used all my points. Good. Oh! The Russians have discredited us in Sweden. Okay, what's going on in Sweden here? What are we gonna do with these guys? We're 2 points away from sphering them. What do you think you're gonna... You can't stop us. The only reason I can't sphere them this second is because I just increased our friendship. Here we go. Add to sphere. Okay. Sweden's back in our sphere. Russia, we're just gonna have to kick Russia out. Some prestige. Some more national fraternity. Why not? Alright, I think what I do... I get to 25 and then just discredit Germany's... Or Russia so they slow down. Because they have to get to 100 to do anything to us. And I think 25 of our points will slow them down enough. The girl from Cleves. Oh, the coal-laden nub. Must have weighed... It's a tub of coal. Must have weighed heavily on her body, fragile and worn from many years of arduous labor in the Cleves coal pits. For her feet could no longer carry her. There in the dark, where the shafts go countless fathoms deep, she slipped and fell. Another young girl has lost her life in a coal mining accident in one of our provinces, and the particular tragedy of the case has received national attention. See, it's an equal opportunity nation. Man, woman, child, all allowed to work in the coal mines. How unfortunate. Alright, we got 25 points here. Hey, we can make paper faster. That's probably good. We're gonna discredit some Russian jerks. Get out of here, Russia. Alright, so now they increase at quarter speed. Meanwhile, in Modena, the two Sicilies are being jerks. What's going on? They kicked me out of the sphere here too? I'm kind of tired of the diplomacy game, honestly, or the influence game. Anyways, we have one naval tech. We need one more. We can now make better... Well, actually, we can't technically make this better ships yet. We have the tech for it, but not the invention. So that'll come eventually. Oh, what do you guys think? Geneva Conventions? I don't know. I guess we should. It'll get rid of one of our infamy, and that's fine. There you go. One less infamy. Mind you, we will forever lose infamy slightly slower because of that, I guess. But infamy's going down. We could declare war for Oman anytime now, because even if we got 10 infamy, we'd be okay. Oh, look, international crisis. So this is the first one we've had all stream. So this is what a flashpoint crisis turns into, and we'll watch along so you guys can see how this works. So basically, there was something that happened in the Aegean Isles. This is probably where I was guessing too, right? Like I was looking at the crisis map mode, and I wasn't quite right, but it was pretty close. So something's going on here. Probably it's Ottoman territory, but the local Greeks are probably like, we want to be free. Probably. So if you read it, it's a crisis over the return of Greece's rightful territories. So this was what the tension built up, the flashpoint. And at the moment, both sides, the Greeks and the Ottomans, are looking for backers. And they go through the list of great powers in order. They ask, hey, will you be my friend? Will you be my friend? Will you back my side? Will you back my side? And they're looking to get their way. You know, the Greeks want the territory, the Ottomans don't want to give it up. So, someone just asked us. The Ottomans asked us, if we would back them. Now, they are sphered by us, so this sort of makes sense. We wouldn't want to lose territory. Sure. And then we'll see if anyone will back the Greeks. So Russians have decided to back the Greeks. That's fairly standard. So what's happened now is we have ourselves a crisis. The Germans are saying, hey, Ottomans, you can hold on to Greece. And the Russians are like, no, give Greece back to Greece. Greece being sphered by the UK suggests that the UK will probably join with Greece. Which means we need some other friends. And I don't know if anyone else is going to be friends here. We need someone who doesn't like the UK and France. This might not work out so well. We could try to propose a solution. It's kind of like a peace deal. But we would lose prestige if we lose our... if we give up the land now. Now that we've sided with the Ottomans, to give up the land costs us prestige. Well, actually, that's not true, is it? I guess resolving it peacefully gives you prestige anyway. You just might not end up with as much. Maybe I only get half of it, basically. It's hard to... It's weird. Anyway, we'll see where people join. You can try to make... you can try to add to your side by saying, well, France, if you join me, we'll add something for you. You can have this. But, we take the infamy for it, which sucks. So we're probably not going to do stuff like that. We'll just see what happens. I might just have to give it up, because if it is France and the UK, then I don't really want to fight a war over one friggin' Greek province in the Ottomans. Holy site was disturbed. Things have gone from bad to worse in Palu, where the colonial police punished 2 locals for being little jerks. France decided to back Russia. Well, that just means everyone's going to back Russia. That's ridiculous. Oh! The UK actually decided to join with us, which put France on the other side. So the UK is actually fighting to not return land to Greece, even though they've sphered them. But because we've got the UK on our side, France, Germany doesn't really want to fight us anymore, so they'll accept the white peace, basically. We don't have to return anything. Russia was trying to ask me, as Germany, to return some land as well. That's hilarious. But yeah, anyway, we'll just go for a white peace, because it's fine. I mean, I don't know what else I could add. I don't want to take the infamy hit just to mess around here. And that's crisis averted. I get some prestige because I settled it, I guess. I think I got 20 prestige out of that. So that's why you do them, I guess. More cores. Meanwhile, Sweden... I think we're going to get to 65 in Sweden and then just ban Russia forever. Germany needs Lebensraum. I mean, we could try to take land from Russia. I've got other things to work on at this second. I don't think... this land is just Polish. We could sort of liberate Poland from Russia, I guess. I don't even know how you would effectively try to do that, other than making a justified war goal to liberate Poland or something. But that would still be me paying the infamy costs, so I don't know about that. Alright, so Modena was stolen from our sphere by those terrible Sicilians. Let's get them back in our sphere. And then Sweden... Sure, free research points. I like it. I don't care what the event is. We probably just killed 100 kids, but we got research out of it, so that's what counts. Navies are better. Navies are better. Now that we're researching naval tech... Ugh. Actually getting a proper navy. So he would have to get to 100 before I can get to 65 for this to work for him. Or I'd have to just not pay attention, which is what usually happens. Commerce raiders. Okay, we'll look at those in a sec. And here we go. So we're going to ban Russia. Out of here, Russia. Alright. Now for 50 points, if I keep investing, I can drop them to Cordial while they can't do anything. I could have just dropped them to Cordial there, to be fair, but they would have just gone right back up to friendly. Okay, so we have new ships. We now have Commerce Raiders. What are these guys good at? Well, they're probably better than our current frigates, to be honest. They're fast. They're probably good for, raiding commerce? I mean, you know. I don't know what I would want to build. Oh, also, I have a bunch of naval capacity. I bet you my naval port's finished up. Yeah, our level 2 naval base is finally finished. So we do have some more capacity. We'll build a set of commerce raiders. I don't even know what we'll do with them, but we'll build 11. And we'll probably get ironclads by the next set, hopefully. And, because we're almost done that tech. Alright, well that's over. Let's speed things up again. Had our crisis. Got more cores. We got another flu. Pay some money to reduce the effects. More cores. In the old Paradox games, even Europa Universalis 3, the cores were always gained over time rather than by clicking a button or spending, you know, bird mana. So this is more like those older style games. Persia would like to be allied. Why? Oh, speaking of things going on, we should go check out the USA. Surprised we didn't get an event for that. It's kind of interesting. But first, why would I ally with Persia? Persia is about to be sphered by the Russians. I don't really care. You do what you want to do. Alright, meanwhile on the other continent, it looks like they didn't get all of their states, did they? Like, New Mexico stayed with the USA, I think. You can sort of tell by where they get cores. So, the CSA got Nevada and Utah, I guess. And Kentucky, North Carolina, all the way up to Virginia. I think that's pretty standard, right? Can't remember. Maryland was one of those weird ones in the war, wasn't it? Yeah. Some of these were like sort of trying to stay neutral, if I remember correctly. I never took tons of American history. Back the Confederacy, yeah. Yeah, and then there's like West Virginia and all that, normal Virginia. Actually, see, West Virginia has a CSA core, but they're not part of the war as the CSA. So some weird stuff going on. But, you know, I think there is some randomization in the way Victoria 2 does it. And if you ever play as the USA, you can kind of win over some of the states, I think. You can keep them from joining the CSA by giving them accommodations or something. Okay, so iron steamers means we should be able to soon do our fancy canal. We just need the nitroglycerin. We still haven't had the nitroglycerin invention, but we've got all the tech we need. So once that's been found, we can do that immediately. That'll be cool. So other techs. Like, there's lots of naval techs. In fact, Naval Base 3 might be smart. What year did this game top out at? Oh, it goes till 1936. Right before Hearts of Iron. And also, basically, all the way through World War I into the Depression. And then, I think the idea is 1936 is when the tech switches significantly from this time period to the next. Like, it's always hard to put a specific dividing line on it. But 1936 is about when all the chain leading up to World War II starts. Not counting, you know, the disarmament. Yeah, I want slightly bigger naval bases because they take a long time to build. If we research this now, they can still be finished by 1870. And the other naval tech doesn't matter so much. And after that's done, we might get some army tech so that the next big war will be ready for it. Other than that, because we definitely want army, we want machine guns for first tech for 1870 if possible. So we'll want breech-loaded rifles, and we'll want some basic upgrades. And maybe we'll get some industry after that if there's time. That's the plan. All right. Bigger naval bases. And then we do now have the tech. We will eventually unlock ironclads. But it might take a while. We'll just watch these guys fight for a while. I mean, it's pretty standard for the North to win. I mean, they do have all these factories and stuff. Like, if you stopped and checked the stats, the CSA has 6 industrial power. The USA has 95. So even if the CSA gets more units right off the bat, these guys just build more guns. And it's not really fair in Victoria 2 generally. Yeah, I mean, you can see the difference here in strength. And also, being, like, I don't know, it's kind of weird, but, like, only one of them is going to be a great power. So the USA, as the great power, gets all of the spheres, they get all of the trade advantages, the allies. The CSA doesn't get any of that because they start as a secondary power. Not even, because you have to be 16 to be secondary power. So they're just an average civilized nation. So, I mean, I think it's almost, it's not scripted exactly, but it's going to go this way most of the time. Unless you're playing as the CSA. Send them guns. I mean, you can send war subsidies, to be fair. But that's not going to be enough to change anything. They would need to get some really strong alliances really quickly. Like, they would need on day 1 to get an alliance with, like, the UK or something big. And send actual troops to them. Because there's just no way they start with enough forces to hold off against the USA. You can sort of see the spreading of the... Oh, Modena's been kicked out again. Do I even care about Modena? Like, this is just wasting my time. I mean, we're about to sphere them again. It just seems like it's not worth the fight. It's just not worth the fuss. Let's give up on Italy, and then we'll just, Wait, what? That is not what I wanted to do. I just removed myself from... what I wanted to do was lower the Russians' opinion. Oh, man. I want to keep Sweden. I don't care about Modena, is what I'm trying to say. I'm just getting... We're going to have to end the stream pretty soon. I'm starting to make dumb mistakes, but... I want to get to 1870, or at least nearly to there. And our infamy needs to keep going down anyway. We are teching really quickly, though. I like that. Holy site, no big deal. Military dying, whatever. They'll be replaced. One thing that's kind of convenient in this game is generals are basically recruited automatically and assigned automatically. You can do it yourself if you want, but you can just have auto-create leaders and stuff. It's quite nice. The only trouble would be if you're not paying your military, then you might not get them because there's no one available. But as long as you're paying your soldiers a lot, then your officer rate wages here, you'll just get them automatically, which is pretty sweet. Yeah, the automation part's great. Alright, we got ourselves another election. Let's go check out how USA is doing. Oh, getting pretty... 8 ironclads! Alright, here we go. We're going to build some ironclads in a second. Am I not allowed to build them? Oh, it needs... See, this is something I sort of messed up. It might have been smart to build naval port 3s, like get this tech, because you need naval 3s to build ironclads anyway, even though we have the tech for them. Send some opium to the Chinese. I think they probably already working on that. There is kind of a cool event with Japan. When they get sphered by the USA, they get a rapid westernization. They are already civilized, I think, actually. Yeah. That happens 1850s, I think. They get the Meiji Restoration, if I remember words. And then you can see he's rank 11 already. He probably outpaced Spain and Ottomans pretty easily. There's a lot of people in Japan, and they learn how to read real quick. I'm surprised he hasn't taken over Korea and most of China yet. Playing as Japan is actually pretty fun in this game, to be honest. It's one of the weird, starts uncivilized, but can westernize real fast countries. Alright, now we can build naval bases. We want to get those started right away. And then we'll be able to build ironclads. And I think it's time for army tech. And we're going to go for breech-loaded rifles first, even though it's a little bit more expensive. But I find light armament, well, artillery is good too. But, oh, colonial negotiations. This is the tech we actually need. This is what I was looking for. So this is the tech that reduces life rating again, which finally lets us colonize Africa. So no matter what, you need breech-loaded rifles for this. But that won't unlock unless you have other advanced techs like machine guns, which are 1870, economic responsibility, which is 1870, or naval logistics, which is 1870. Or someone else, like a neighbor, has it. So basically you want to be ready for machine guns, or this one, or this one in 1870. They're all 1870 techs. And first person to get it gets an advantage in colonization, basically. Also, we're starting to lose money. That's not acceptable. Tell you what. You can keep 1% of your income. Alright, we're still doing elections, right? So, what do we want? Jingoism. When do we want it? Jingoism. We'll pay for some flu. What's going on? In them old cotton fields. The cotton produced in Zigzig. Wait, we have a province called Zigzig? Zig-a-zig? Is this a Spice song? Spice Girl song? Zig-a-zig, yeah. Okay, we got Zig-a-zig. I'm sorry if you live in Zig-a-zig, but I've never even heard of you. I mean, I know where Egypt is, but Zig-a-zig, huh? Cool. So apparently there's cotton in Zig-a-zig. Yeah, to get cotton out of. See, this is why we took over Egypt, to get more cotton. So it's highest quality cotton, very good Zig-a-zig cotton. We can give away a little bit of it to make someone happy, and then we'll be friends with Brazil. Honestly, the 2 prestige is probably worth it. It doesn't seem like much, but prestige is good for weird things that doesn't explain very well in game. Is there a way of just seeing all my cores? Because we are getting all kinds of cores. Nationality? No. Although you can see cultures switch over time, slowly. You can see your sphere map. Supply map mode. Oh, you can see where the liberals live, I guess. You can also see that people are migrating out of this province and moving to the USA and Brazil a little bit. But mostly we're pretty well reformed, so we're not losing too much population. If you have like an old world nation that's doing really bad with some sort of social reforms, then people really love immigrating over to North America or South America. So you can lose a lot of population from that if you're not careful. Map mode, Civ mode, relations, crises, naval, focuses, recruitment. I don't even know what administrative means. State efficiency. Huh. Maybe you get more from maybe you get more state efficiency from being a core or something. That seems possible, actually. Yeah, we haven't cored Bohemia or all of Bohemia. So we actually get less state efficiency in there. That might make sense. And state efficiency would affect taxation and crime prevention, I believe, is the main stuff. Crime fighting rate. Yeah. So by becoming a core, you get less crime and at the very least, I think more taxes. Well, that's not bad then. It's not bad then. Sorry. We do have some people that are militant. We could put armies there. It's probably not a terrible plan. I don't play with the revolt map mode very often, but... Oh, there's low supply limits there. That sucks. But we'll stomp down some of the rebellious people. This one is just low supply, so I don't like that very much. Who's rebelling? Anarcho-liberals. Psh. Nobody likes them. We can also see that in the movements. Oh, yeah. So there's some Polish nationalists, you know, a few. Venetians, some anarcho-liberals. Nobody likes them. But really, these are all tiny, tiny things. Like, no one is really mad at us. You can see some of the campaigns. The biggest campaign at the bottom is for reforms. Now, there is a Hungarian liberation movement, which is relatively large. We could spend 10 of our suppression points that I rarely spend to suppress them. So let's just suppress some of these people, seeing as I don't do this very often. Romanians, Ukrainians, Slovakians, you know, you're all suppressed. I'm not suppressing the movements for new conditions. They're okay. And then anything less than 100,000, as if they're going to be a problem. Alright, look at that. We're doing parts of the game that I rarely ever do. Citizenship. You need to... Now, this is actually one I'm often a fan of full citizenship. I believe this gives voting rights to non-Germans that are part of the nation. I don't understand exactly how these ones work. So it's citizenship policy. Primary culture can vote, and if we changed it from that, limited citizenship gives more assimilation, which means I think people turn German quicker. Residency does not, and full citizenship is very good for assimilation. And I think assimilation is actually a stat that is good. The only downside would be more people voting. If that's a downside, which, you know, I don't know. I guess I'm okay. Now, it might push them away from my party that I like. Because my party that I like is either the black guys or the blue guys. And they're both residency. But then again, I can just change the party to whatever I want. If people become more citizen, more... I think the thing is, you generally want to support your party. Because right now, the Liberals are going to win the election. Alright. Try to turn people to vote for the people I want. Politics are complicated in this game. It's all about them pops. We haven't had a war in a while. Oman's looking real juicy. Oh, I forgot something really important. I gotta pause after this. We like state capitalism, I think, or planned economy. We like... I personally like the state capitalism model so I can build factories. Got Trieste. Oh yeah, and before I forget, I really should have done this quicker. I forgot to expand all the naval bases right after I got the tech. I should have started as soon as level 3 naval bases were unlocked. Because this is going to cost me some time, and I don't have a whole lot of spare time before it is colonial time. This is a reason to invade Oman soon as well. The sooner I invade them, the more naval bases I'll be able to build. Because I'll take all their coastline. So I might want to do that next. Also, I probably have like level 1 bases. I forgot to upgrade to level 2. Sure do. Alright, that's pretty much all our... Oh, wait. We have got... Don't forget the Moluccas! Alright. Building some railroads down here, because I forgot about them. I'm sure my, yeah, see, they were trying to build railroads in the Moluccas anyway. My capitalists, they got me covered. I wish they would build naval bases, because that would be really cool. I guess I should probably start the war with Oman soon. Man, it's going to take so long to get troops down this way. I think this army can just march through the wasteland to take some of the coastal territory. Probably the same thing with this guy. Because we can just walk down to take that part of Oman. Actually, Portugal's already invaded part of Oman. Because usually Oman, I believe, has down to Zanzibar. So Portugal's already been doing this. So I'm not even going to get as much coastal territory as I could have because I waited around too long. But to invade Omani proper, we'll have to send a boat with guys on it. So we'll have to forget the liberal suppression policy. That was the wrong boat. Let's send these guys to our midway point at the very least. Sweden, oh man, I'm having a rough time with Sweden. I do want them in my core, I wasted 100 points by removing them from my own core, which was ridiculous. Looks like Russia's taking a break at least. Alright, so we're going to have to change the government because what they just did there was capped our taxes and our tariffs. So there's probably no way to even balance the budget with this kind of setup. So like that's not going to work, liberals. We're going to go to conservatives for now. And I think I meant to switch back to conservatives anyway because it gives them, the capitalists, better access to our factory upgrades, even though I can't build factories myself. Also, I should have actually clicked that. Did I forget? Probably forgot to click that. Hopefully I didn't waste too much time in-game. But like I said, you can hold a year in reserve, so let's... Anyway, tax people. Tax people. Let's see if that balances. No, we're making a little bit of money. Losing a little bit of money. Belgium, I'm just never going to ally you, bro. You know what? The poor can just always be taxed. If you don't want to be taxed, don't be poor. That's the national motto. Don't want tax, make it to be rich. Once you're rich, you don't get taxed. Oh, we've unlocked steam transports. Okay, this might be something worth upgrading. We can't build ironclads yet, but we could build steam transports, which are faster. They're actually not much faster, but they'll get faster as we get more tech. They start out at 11 versus 10 kph, but they will be much better over time. I should be building more ships. I'm going to try to get 30 of them, and I will probably delete my 30 Clipper convoys. And they'll build relatively quickly compared to the big ships. Yeah. Like, these guys take like 2 months to build. That's not bad compared to these guys that take almost a year. And I think the ironclads are like a full year. Plus, they need the bigger, the naval ports. Which I should have built earlier, and I just took too long. Yeah, it's going to take a fair while. Yeah, I mean, my economic policy, you gotta understand, 1860s. It's all about Industrial Revolution. The listless unemployed. What? Well, I am actually trying to get reforms, so this just makes people more in favor of reforms. So that's fine. I wouldn't mind getting some of these started. Hey, look! Navies are faster. Alright, so Sweden is in my sphere. Russia's being a jerk again. I think I need to ban them again and, you know, just going round and round and round in Sweden. We have researched the breech-loaded rifle. We can now create better infantry and also more units per combat width. Now, at this point, we've got all the required techs for 1870. It's just what do we want to help out as we get closer. We could work on some cheap techs. Like, these guys are pretty cheap. Might be useful. Organize factories. Just increase your output efficiency. Makes your factories a little bit better. These guys tend to have the big effects, like 10%, 20% kind of numbers. Like this stuff. Well, this is where we start getting to oil. We're not quite at oil yet, but we're getting close, and we can do electric machinery instead of just steam. So that would be cool. Steam turbine, you know. But there's also very cheap military techs. I want to get these out of the way. At least the cheap ones, right? Like, they're cheap because other people have already researched them. So we get a 20% discount because other people already know how to make iron muzzle-loaded artillery. So this is probably a good time to pick that up for... Well, it's just a few months, really. That's nothing. No big deal there. So let's get our military caught up a little bit. How's this army doing? Oh, you're here. Okay, is it time for a short war? I don't have a lot of spare infamy, unfortunately, but... Sokoto, the Americans aren't worried about them. Oman is not being influenced by anyone important. They are not allied with anyone. There's a War of the Pacific. Chile and Brazil versus the rest of them. Also, I guess I kind of skipped it, but I'm pretty sure the USA is the USA again. So this doesn't mean that for sure you'll never see the CSA again. They still have cores. Someone could release them. But, you know, the Civil War is over. USA in this game is still very strong. So, no surprise there. That is how it typically goes, of course. Let's just clean up the Omani, I guess. So we're going to go with Established Protectorate. Hopefully we don't actually get 10 infamy, but we'll see. If we can get, like, 5 or less, I'll be pretty happy. You can bring them back in Hearts of Iron, that's right. Actually, in Hearts of Iron, the revolution, the second Civil War, instead of the CSA, it's the CAS, I think. They're slightly different. Alright, we got 5 infamy. That's about what I wanted. So, half of the total possible infamy, not bad. House Commission on Health and Hygiene. They would like to learn about healthcare? Or they just immediately get healthcare? Let's just get support for healthcare. Because what I want isn't actually healthcare. Healthcare is fine. You know, it actually is good. Population growth is no joke. But I would really like the school system to get improved first, because more literacy means more everything else. Yeah, I have played a bit of Hearts of Iron 4. We're gonna plan on landing on their capital here. We're not even taking attrition right now. That's quite nice. How's this Casus Belli / whatever? A month to go? Oh no, it's a full-on civil war, fella. A full-on civil war. Alright, we have learned about better artillery. Next up will be better infantry defense. That sounds good. Also faster. Well, the defense is nice. Organization is good, but defense straight up upgrades your stats. Alright, we got our Casus Belli. And we immediately got better rifles. So our infantry just got more attack. We haven't looked at them in a little while. So if you want to look at our stats. Infantry have 7 attack, 5 defense. Artillery have lower defense, but they're all about the support really anyway. And our hussars are up to 5 attack. You know, I don't know. I don't know exactly how the math works out, but I just assume it's pretty awesome. The techs do make a big difference, even if you don't understand exactly how it works. Alright, Established Protectorate. Lots of war score required, but it's just Oman. I'm going to slow the speed down a little bit. Take our ships, or our troops, do a naval invasion. Luckily, that's easier than Hearts of Iron 4. And we'll cross some more desert, or I guess it's just Kenya. Can you believe it? Just that's where the lions are, clearly. We have to increase our lion domestication program. Alright, an old tired soldier. Oh boy, that's a lot of text. Life expectancy is on the rise. So, people want reforms. Do you want minimum wage? Do you want pensions or nothing? Well, I actually wouldn't mind something. What's going to be the most useful at the moment? Like, I do want more of these. So minimum wage, the effect is immigrants are happy. There are 2 million people lobbying for it. And not much else is going to happen. Minimum wages are very low. I guess the poor people can pay more taxes, clearly, if we give them a minimum wage. The other option, what was the other option? Oh, actually, sorry, acceptable. This is actually skipping a whole bunch of reforms. I gotta pay more attention. Acceptable minimum wage is all the way, that's 4 reforms at once. That's 60% minimum wage and immigration attack. They're lucky we have a wage. I mean, at the moment, there is literally no minimum, but we're going to go all the way up to acceptable. Cool. And then the other one was for pensions, right? So the acceptable pension would be 15% pension level. I think we're going to go for minimum wage because pensions would come out of my budget. Pensions would come out of the social spending. Pensions would come right there. And I'm not ready for that. Now, you have to be a little bit careful with some of these. If you take too many reforms that cost too much, your production efficiency goes down, and then your factories aren't, making money. So you need to make sure you're balancing your reforms with the efficiency techs that make your factories much better. And then if you have good factories, then they can afford some minimum wages. My priorities are flawed. You think I should go with no reforms? It's okay, good sirs. Have some minimum wage. I've never actually seen it just skip ahead like that. Or is that just... I clicked the wrong one! After this Omani war, we're going to have a little break. How much is it costing me? Oh! $369 a day? That's it. Tax breaks are off. Still losing money. Well, now they want more reforms. Look, it's either education or healthcare. Healthcare probably going to cost me even more. Just learn, please. Get your learning. We just got like 4 reforms in just a second. Still, I probably should have gone with minimum wage instead of pensions. That was technically a mistake. Well, you guys brought it upon yourself. You forced me to give you pensions. Now you're going to have to pay more tariffs anyway. Prices of goods are going up. Alright, we're sieging, we're sieging. We've already sieged. This will not take very long. Give them an inch, they take a kilometer. I don't know what... Actually, I don't know if the metric system's been invented yet. Actually, the metric system must have been part of the French Revolution, right? That's probably when it got invented. Alright, that's done. Actually, you know what? You can stay down there. That's fine. These will be coastal places. It'll be easier to pick them up if we want to from the Navy. Alright. Are you just gonna surrender? They will not accept. We only have 67% war score. I mean, I don't know what they're hoping for at this point. Army's dead. Their capital's defeated. They've got no allies. We're getting some of those, the new ships getting built. Once we've got all of our steam transports built, that'll be pretty awesome. Oh, we still can't... We still don't have nitroglycerin. Guys! Why haven't... You've invented everything else. Where's my nitro? So if I recruit military statistics or scientific management, we'll have better odds. Where are those? Military statistics. So if we go down to Tech 3 on military science, and that might be good. What's the other one? Scientific management. Ah! More commerce. Well, I might need to do that soon, because I would really like to have this canal done before 1870, and I don't know if there's time anymore. Because nitroglycerin just refused to be invented. Oh, is that... Well, it's Yemen. That's not Oman. I'm feeling a little bit upset that I didn't get all these ports along here. But we should have enough time to get at least Naval 2 bases along here. And we have pretty good colonial power. Like, don't make no mistake. We're not a naval power short. But it'd be nice to have more. Egypt would like military access. You know what? You can have military. Alright, tech researched. What do we think? Do we just focus on offense? I think I was saying military statistics is what gets us nitroglycerin anyway. Let's just head down that route. I think that's better than worried about industry right now. Just get those soldiers strong. Okay, why haven't you given up? 100%. Usually they propose peace, but whatever. NX. So that's that new Casus Belli. It's pretty good. Up to 4 states. All together. This means we can get some nice naval bases down here. And that makes getting around a little bit easier. So now we've got somewhere to actually park our ships on this side. Now, we did have, like, you know, a naval base over here, but this was a long way away. And it's not even really being built very much. And once, like, what I'm thinking here is once we've got our canal, we've got a pretty good route from Germany into the Indian Ocean and eventually the Pacific. So I figure that's pretty sensible. I feel like a real Germany superpower would have made an effort to do that as well. And we got there before the UK did, so we win. Hey, the USA wants to be friends. Sweet. Congratulations, Americans. We are friends. So we're currently allied with the USA. We actually lost our alliance with the UK. I don't even know how that happened. I didn't even get a pop-up. Oh well. We have the UK 2.0, so we'll be fine. We getting these naval bases done soon? 66. So we still got a ways to go before we can get better naval bases. We got our last steam transport, and then I think I'll just delete the old ones, because these should be better. And I don't want too many transports. I want to build up some better ships. Hey! I didn't even need the tech. We got nitroglycerin. Excellent. Alright. Also, people want more reforms, so... Do we finish the school system off, I think? Yeah, school system for now, and then probably healthcare. Because I feel like education and then population growth are the best stats in this game. You know, pensions and stuff are nice. But these things do have downsides for your industry. Like safety regulations. Boo. How did we get minimal safety regulations? Someone must have done that on their own too. Like, I know for sure that lowering the workday lowers your factory throughput. So you gotta be a little bit careful with stuff like that. Anyway, for now, better schools. So that should max out our school system. Pretty awesome. Now we're going to build a canal, or at least start building a canal. It does take a while. So we can build the Kiel Canal, which is in Denmark, right? So we'll have a cool little canal. Where is it? Is it right on our... Oh, it's here. Here. Kiel, right there. So we'll have a little sea route through there. And we will also have a sea route through here, the more important one for the actual navy. Although I think Kiel was pretty important for trade, right? It skips some of that hazardous water that's scary to sail through. Anyway, 11 prestige. It's also very expensive, so it's a good idea to save some money. And also, we'll build 2 canals at the same time, because why not? It will take some time. It's not... Is it done like... Wait a second. It's just done? Oh, right. I was thinking EU4. Technically, in European Universalis 4, you can also build this, but it takes forever and costs a lot of money because you're doing it ahead of time. Maybe for us, it was as simple as clicking nitroglycerin go. Good deal. Well, we got ourselves a couple canals. Look at that. Beautiful. Okay, so now our navy can get around. Much, much better. So we're gonna create new unit, take the Clipper transports, and say, so long, Clipper transports. I need the free naval power. Now I realize these guys might be starving a little bit. Here we go. This place, nice grasslands. The 7,000 people here can feed the 45,000 troops. That'll be fine. Okay. So now I just gotta move my my new ships down that way. I did build some commerce raiders just for fun. I'm not sure if it will be worth destroying the frigates. It might be, because we will need a way to increase our colonial power, and I think the frigates are kind of a weak, you know, it's 2 points of there for 2 points of capacity per ship, and I believe they provide less colonial points per ship than other things will be able to. Specifically having ironclads, I think. So for the moment, I could build some more commerce raiders. I'll build another stack of them just to keep the ports busy, right? And in 280 days, we'll be closer to having the ironclads ready to go with the level 3 ports. And I'm just going to go group up my man-of-wars for now. Yeah, I think I'll probably hold on to the frigates, at least for the moment. But I might start disbanding man-of-wars to make more, to make more space. Of course, once the level 3 ports get built, we'll have a lot more capacity anyway. Oh good, the ships shoot more. Except for the steam ships, which shoot less. Techs are complicated. I actually thought the canals were considerably more complicated to create, but that was pretty easy. Fort Simpson Botanical. Yes, please, give me all that prestige. You'll notice the Americans had like double my prestige. We gotta do something. Alright. So we no longer need specifically to worry about military statistics to get nitroglycerin. So we can actually look at the current tech tree in terms of just what benefits us at the moment. We got 5 years until the big machine gun colonialism rush. Do we still care enough to work on, like, making our forces stronger? We are behind schedule, 10% speed boost because other people know it. So, other people do have the level 3 military techs before we do, which is a point in favor of getting those. On the other hand, there are techs that we're even further behind on, which would let our navies build faster. I usually don't care about naval battles very much. Things that make my navy faster or build bigger ships are important. But, the rest of this stuff, I don't know. Like, Navy's max speed, that sounds good. And I guess if I went for naval professionalism, that would give me a better chance of getting it quicker. But, I don't know. It's really not worth it. I am kind of concerned about the factories now that our social reforms are going in. So I think getting some of these efficiency techs might be worth it. Plus, they're going to be easier than getting those. Like, this would take us 11,000 points versus about half of that. So that's pretty easy to get one of these guys. 5,000 even, yeah. And with better administration and tax efficiency, it just helps make sure our income stays up as we start getting more social spending. Because eventually balancing this budget might become complicated. So anyway, factory tech. That shouldn't take very long. Half a year, so no big deal. We're continuing to get cores. The cores should also make us more money in a way as well. Because we're getting better... Sorry, Persia, I don't care. We're getting better administration by getting more cores in here. This is all looking much, much happier as it turns core. So I just want to check. Russia's trying to influence Serbia. Let's drop Russia down to cordial. And what else were they interfering in, I saw? Wallachia. They're only neutral here. So our investment is keeping their points to 0 because any extra points over 100 just decrease from them. So that's fine. We're also up to 100 in Sweden. Let's decrease Russia here as well. Still trying. Let's we discredit them. That kind of makes them waste their points in a way, because now they're only getting a quarter of their points for the next 6 months. Yeah, they're not even going to try. I mean, I'm kind of tired of the influence game, so I'm just checking quickly to make sure if there's anything easy to do. Brazil would like to ally. Brazil, hey? I mean, Brazil would be an interesting one. They're a little bit harder to sphere because they're so large. And usually, like the UK or the USA usually goes for them. Because Portugal's not a major power, so they can't anymore. Got our ships building. Kind of stopped building military, even though we have 70 regiments free at the moment. Let's recruit 1 or 2 more armies while I'm thinking about it. So we can recruit 12 in Africa at the moment. That's not enough for a full army. So let's go with 2 armies, 2 more European armies. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 engineers. 8 artillery. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then the rest is infantry, so 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Just trying to pick the 7, 8, the populous ones first with multiple units ready to go. So 5 more, right? Alright, that's 2 more stacks. That should be beautiful. We should have the largest army in the world, pretty much. Someone has more military power than we do. Is it going to be like China or something? Because if it's true, then it's a lie. What's their name? The Chinese Empire? Sorry, I didn't go to the. Yeah, so technically, and this is always kind of funny, they have the greatest military power in the world because they have the most units, but they have no tech. So, although they have 372 units, they only have 3 techs, and we would, I'm sure, crush them to smithereens with even 15 or so army techs. So, it's just kind of funny. Anyway, we're not worrying about Chinese in this Let's Play. Now, I could try to finish Sokoto. Our truce with Sokoto is over, and no one is trying to take them over right now. So we could finish that off, or we could go for Ethiopia. Actually, our truce with Ethiopia is also over. I mean, what else would I want to use my infamy on right now? Not much. Let's just take Sokoto out. Like I said, we're gonna end the stream pretty soon. I was trying to get close to the colonization rush, so Sokoto is kind of one of the last steps we're gonna do. Now that we can establish Protectorate, hopefully we don't get the full 10 infamy. We can survive it, but I'd be happier if it's much less, of course. The girl from Castle, another coal girl, dead. Okay, all the girls are dying in the coal pits. I get it. Maybe they want those safety standards. Alright, that slows our justification down a little bit. We're making good progress, though. Haven't been detected yet. Don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody that I'm in Sokoto. So I finished one of my quick techs. Kind of tempted to go for the ones that have more large effects. Like, these things do a lot of stuff. And they also unlock, like, new factories. Like, oil factories. Or no, not these ones. Sometimes they unlock straight up new techs. Refrigerators? We need refrigerators. You can get I know tractors are really good. Once you get tractors, your farming goes up through the roof. But for now, how long would this take? I think it's probably worth, that's a lot of coal and iron and precious metal. This makes factories cheap. That's 10% bonus. And it makes oil, timber, well, coffee and opium and tea. We don't really have a lot of those. Just a flat 15% mining and farming. You know, I'll just take some of the cheap, easy ones, I guess, for now. Just because they're so much quicker, and the more expensive ones will get cheaper over time. I don't need them this second. We have a decision. We can encourage the Ruhr boom. I don't know anything about this. The Ruhr area, formerly parts of the counties Berg, Mark, and Cleves, is that where all the girls are dying in the coal mines, is changing every day. Every day, new coal pits, mines, and shafts are opened to supply the ever-expanding Prussian or German railway network. And lately, supported by imports of British industrial technology, factories are springing up like mushrooms after an autumn rain. It's January, it's kind of cold. The Ruhr is booming, and the example could easily spread to the rest of Germany if only one was given. This place where all the girls are dying, we're going to encourage the rest of Germany to be more like them. So the Ruhr boom, it makes factories more expensive for 10 years. But we get population growth to make up for all the dead girls, and factories are better. Here, do it. Oh, 4.2 infamy. Still, 40% infamy is a lot better than 100%. We got another set of I think. Once these guys are done, I'll probably do one more set of those raiders. Because I don't think my my Naval Yard 3s will be done in time. Yeah, they've got a ways to go. Alright. Sokoto, this is probably the final war of the stream. Time for you to get into my belly. Alright. Factory output, that's good stuff. And we can do this war at max speed, no big deal. Like, this is not going to be a big deal. Meanwhile, demonstration turns sour. Socialism or reactionaries? Do I care? All poors become socialist, or all rich become a little bit more reactionary. Rich can become reactionary. There's much fewer rich people. I mean, we're encouraging them to become rich due to the taxation laws, but still, we're only at 5% tariffs. That's not that bad. You can sort of tell how good my economy is doing by how much tariffing I'm forcing on people. We could have in the bank probably 100 million by now if I just maxed out tariffs. Alright, one quick little tech done. Let's get another one out of the way. It's hard to see exactly how much money you make from tax efficiency and admin efficiency, but I'm sure it adds up. So once we start colonizing, I'm definitely going to want to connect Sokoto, Germany to the actual coastline. Forward! Extra, extra! Grand strike in Berlin! Workers demand higher wages! Extra, extra! Uh-oh. So poor people become socialist in Ostpreußen, or All people become socialist in Ostpreußen. Well, I guess we'll take the small hit to all pops. Linz is cord. I do like how quickly we're coring so much land. Like, that's pretty cool. Two Sicilies would like to ally. Never! The USA would like to ally. I thought we were already allied. Civil violence. Well, we could kill a lot, intervene eventually. These are, so I know I don't read the flavor text very often, but, you know, there's some riots in one of our provinces. We could intervene immediately and lose 5% population. Or we could intervene eventually and lose a lot more. I guess it's good if you're trying to cut down on your revolt size. Just let them kill each other. See, they just wanted an alliance, and then the Italians insulted one of my ambassadors. We could get a casus belli to humiliate them immediately. But I don't really want to go to war with them right now, so we'll just take the peace. But yeah, you'd get probably more prestige, and you'd cut them down a bit by getting the free humiliate casus belli. Those kinds of things are kind of interesting options. Because remember, you usually pay infamy to get those sorts of things. Alright, that's got to be it. Except... Alright. This part of Africa is looking real German. And we might as well build them their railroads. Maybe some basic forts. There we go. You can't build forts in the mountains until you have... Or you can't build railroads in the mountains until you have better railroad technology to build. Like, the nitroglycerin, I'm sure, will help. Alright, well, that's Sokoto dealt with. Whoa, all kinds of stuff. International crisis? What's going on? Something big just happened. The Russians and Belgium. Uh-oh. UK is backing the Netherlands. Dutch Wallonia. Something just happened. Oh! Remember this land that the Netherlands took from Belgium? Something's gone bad. So we've got Russians versus the UK. The UK are backing the Netherlands. The Russians are backing Belgium. I am friends with UK, but not allied. And we are enemies with Russia. So we're going to say that we're definitely going to pick a side. We're not going to lose all our prestige. So what side should we pick? Do we think that Belgium should have its rightful territory? Neither of them are great powers. I did sort of beat up on the Netherlands a little earlier to get some of their sweet land. I wouldn't even mind getting some more Netherlands juicy land. I don't think Belgium has nearly as much interesting colonies. So maybe we pick Belgium here just to make Netherlands even weaker. And then maybe at some point, if we feel excited, we can take Java or Sumatra off of them. That's probably the sensible decision. That does mean we're joining Russia. Let's give it another week. We also burning through our text quick. Do we want factory input? It's prestige and a small buff to our factories. Not much. A lot of times the culture and commerce ones are just for prestige mostly. I think it's time to just work on our big techs. Yeah, I mean, as short as that is, 1% factory efficiency, like, it's going to take half as long, or, you know, around half as long. 1% versus, 15% to all mining and farming, or 10% throughput tech. I think we just start with a turbine. I think that's a huge upgrade to like all our RGOs. And it's going to take a year to research, but still, it's probably worth it. Just got to keep an eye on that 70s. Let's try to kick Russia completely out of Sweden. Yeah, that's the idea. Just get these people completely out of my spheres. I don't think I'm going to add any more spheres anytime soon, so I'm not worried about that. Oh, we had some sabotage. I guess if anyone was going to get militant, we'll let it be the rich people. Alright, well, no one's picking a side until I do, I guess. Let's just, I'm just going to side with UK because we're friends. There's no other real reason. Ottomans joined up. Oh yeah, that's one thing to remember. Ottomans grew into a big boy, so we may be... Wait, how could the Ottomans back them? I guess they're a great power, but they're going to fall off instantly. Which is kind of hilarious, because we sphered them, they became a great power, lost the sphere, sphered someone else, and then they're going to become a secondary power to be re-sphered, but with 0 points again. Sometimes it's kind of dumb how that works. It doesn't remember your influence before they were temporarily a great power. We could get a humiliate Casus Belli on the Russians. Woof. I mean, pretty sure we could take them. Do I want to do that? If I take this, I almost definitely would want to do it. They're allied with France. Yeah, that would be a big war for not much value. I don't really want to do a gigantic war right this second. Oh, and all we get out of this is they lose prestige. So, we don't get any land, we don't spend any infamy, which is good, but they would just lose some prestige. And... Russia's not going to stop being a great power. They don't even have much prestige. So, yeah, I don't think that's worth it. The two Sicilies decided to back Russia, but there's no way these guys are going to not peace, right? Actually, you'd think France would side with Russia too, honestly. Maybe this will turn into a gigantic war anyway. Who knows? Mexico, sorry. The Venice, good, good. These guys are now a core of Germany. That makes sense, yeah. Maybe there's just like a time frame on how long it takes to get these cores, but it feels real good. Alright, we got our white peace after all, so that's good. So we didn't get a gigantic war, which I would not have wanted, really. Because while you're at war, your infamy doesn't go down. So that would suck for other plans. Where is the source of the Nile? Well, let's find out. We must consider it. Expedition Ho! Oh, the USA would like to ally again. Spain, I don't care about, though. It's funny, where is the origin of the Nile? Well, I mean, as far as the map is concerned, it just heads down into here, right? All the way up to here? I mean, we own land here, so we should have a head start, right? I don't think that's how it actually works. It's just funny that we already own all this land, basically. We actually can't colonize here, but that's just temporary. As soon as these ports are done, I believe that will open up. Oh, right. I forgot about these guys. Remember when I built that extra army? Then I forgot about them. I mean, I guess I am sort of prepared for a big war in Europe. I've got quite a lot of extra units just sitting around with not much to do. And they'd be pretty useful fighting a big giant war right now. They're dead now. A fair number of them may have died while waiting for me to remember. Oh, I'm not building ships. How's my level 3 ports doing? Hey, Naval Base 3! There we go. So now, in what time we have left before the great colonial rush, I start building some ironclads. I bet you all my ports aren't upgraded yet, but the first few are. Yeah, like this guy will be done in a few months, or a year. No, just a few months. So that's cool. How long do these guys take to build? Depends on how long it takes to buy all the parts of them. Don't lose prestige. Alright. So it takes almost a year to build an ironclad, I guess. But let's look at their stats. Are they awesome? So ironclads, 11 kph, 16 attack, 15 hull, 60 range. Compared to our old war machines, 9 attack, 4 hull. Look at that. Like almost quadruple the hull. Similar range. They do cost 3 supplies rather than 2. That's okay. And then, like, the monitors are the actual heavies. They're the slow ones. A little bit less attack, but more hull even still. And a little bit less range. I think the ironclads are the best, right? For this tier of tech. Because they have more firing range, better attack, and even though they have slightly less hull, it just, you know, the range and attack probably make up for it. I mean, eventually we can get some dreadnoughts. Oh yeah, look at it. Once you've got dreadnoughts, nothing can stop you at sea, in the way I remember it. And nothing wrong with battleships and cruisers, of course. They just can't touch a dreadnought. That's pretty late game tech for this game. Alright, I think what we'll do is we'll research our steam turbine, and then we'll probably call this a stream. Units get a little bit better. 65% literacy. Mexico, get out of here. Once we get our infamy below 15, we can probably go after Ethiopia. And that might be the last of our African conquest. And then we can just colonize. So let's just go Jingo. There's our big steam turbine. And for the future, we will continue some awesome techs like make factories cheaper. Yeah, 10% throughput on factories sounds pretty good. I mean, I haven't checked our factories much in a while. I know we're encouraging craftsmen all over, and I mean, I could probably spend a lot more money upgrading these things, but they look like they're doing pretty well overall. I mean, obviously, the capitalists are being a little bit lazy here and there. You could be more efficient if you min-maxed all this. You know, every maybe few months in game, you'd go through and start building anything that's nearly capacity, and then make sure you build, you know, the smart factories for stuff you actually want. Especially with a big country, it's just a lot of work. And I mean, it's probably good. Like, you probably make your country stronger, but it's a lot of micromanagement. And you can also, of course, let them shut down when they're unprofitable, and that would save us some subsidy money, but it's fine. Anyway, because we keep getting RGO upgrades, a lot of our income is going to be just from mining and stuff, which is, you know, pretty much how it works. You can see the amount of coal actually mined. There's a lot of modifiers there, but it's good stuff. And there's lots of, like, sort of hidden modifiers. Like I said, the combustion engine sounds like 15%, but I think tractors is like another, well, 50%. And it's even better than that because I think, like, getting the invention gives you 50%, but then all of your places with farmable things have a chance to get, like, tractors spread to that province, and then that province itself gets another, you know, percentage modifier for its output specifically. And I think nitroglycerin will eventually spread into the mine, so we'll get faster mining with explosives as well. Like, not just what we got from the tech, but the individual provinces as well. Anyway, there's lots of cool stuff like that, but I'm going to call that a long enough stream. So Super Germany is looking super strong. We passed another significant time period in today's stream. We started our African / Indonesian conquest and spent a lot of time inwardly building up the country after our rush to take over Austria. Next stream, we'll definitely focus on the colonization of Africa while our infamy goes down a little bit. So we might take over Ethiopia and try to take like this whole stretch of Africa as much as we can. And the more colonial power we can get by then, the better. So that's the plan. And after that, who knows, man? We can go anywhere. Probably, once the African rush is done, we'll probably start working more on beating up the Netherlands and taking up more of this area. It'd be nice to get more areas with rare goods, like the dyes, the rubber, silk, all that kind of stuff that we might want to find out over here. Of course, you could take over a bunch of China, but we'll just take over some of the... Like, it's kind of more historical to go after Asia and Africa. Anyway, that's all for now. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you guys for the next stream. Might pick a different game for the next stream just to break it up a bit, but I'll be back to Victoria 2 probably, because I'm definitely enjoying it. And these will get up to recorded YouTube videos at some point, so if you've missed a bunch or you're looking forward to just watching the videos later, hopefully this is there. Thanks for watching, folks. Hope you guys have enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next time.